What's up? Alpha Shabbat Alpha, man. Of course, I'm here with
Classic Ruby, y'all. Listen, y'all are lucky I even showed up, okay? Ruby is unwell. I shared my love and my light with the world, and I touched billions, millions, maybe even dozens of women at the women's retreat on the weekend. And you know how I was repaid? With some type of death virus. That's right, y'all. Poor Ruby has a fever. I got the chills. I'm shivering. I can barely keep it together, and yet here I am. I saved my voice, y'all, because I've been losing it on and off. My throat hurts. My head hurts. But here I am, because that's how much I love the news, and I love y'all. Zell's all right, too. So, yeah, so y'all listen, okay? I am here for y'all. Y'all better appreciate it. How you doing today, Zell?
I'm blessed, highly favored, and ready to get into the news. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all, Great Pill, Rosalind, Miss Driggs, and tease everybody. Great Pill in the chat. Salute to Great Pill. And we got some more people coming. Hopefully this show will make Ruby feel better when she learns some great news or some negative news, whatever news.
Everyone knows as long as I have to sit in the light, I'm going to be miserable today. But I showed up for y'all. And that's just going to have to be good enough today. How about that?
How about that? All right, let's get into the first story. This brought to you by Shar. Shout out to Shar. It's about, you ever been worried about the government having too much information? It's a good thing, bad thing? Let's see what they got going on.
For all three of you, can you say in one sentence or less what, you know what I mean? Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Have you ever heard of FedNow? I know the ideas. Easy access, easily accessible federal government allowing you to be able to take control and make everything convenient for you. Now, the problem is that same statement I just made probably scare a lot of you, right? So I'm interested when I go over this story, how y'all feel about this? Because I know some people trust the government, some people don't. So the idea of FedNow would probably shock you. Like, does the government not have enough access to you? Do we give them more access? Is it frightening that the government might now create something to be able to conveniently know everything about you, but at the same time make your life much easier? Is it for good? Is it for bad? Do they really care enough about you to check what you're doing? Could it protect you from fraud and stuff? There's a lot of questions to ask, so let's go into the story provided by Kitco, Federal Reserve, and given us by Shar. Shar best mind, always doing her thing. Federal Reserve revealed that 57 companies cleared to use FedNow. This is by Kitco News. The Federal Reserve has announced that 57 companies have completed the formal testing and certification process for FedNow, clearing them to begin using the new instant payment system once it's launched in July, late in July. FedNow was developed by the Federal Reserve Bank as a nationwide instant payment service that operates around the clock every day of the year, according to the press release. With FedNow, business and individuals will be able to send and receive instant payments at any time of day, and the recipients will have full access to funds immediately, giving them greater flexibility to manage their money in a time-sensitive manner. Sounds convenient. Why? Because we have PayPal, but PayPal is issued, not as secure, a little more secure than Cash App. Cash App has scammers who take your money. It's easy. Once they get your thing, they can take it. They always get on Cash App scam. They also, if you use either one as a bank, they can absolutely just keep your money if they don't like something. And it gets a little sketchy because all of a sudden they'll send double pay to everything you do, and they take it out, and it's weird because I've been seeing people have that problem with Cash App. I've seen people I know. I've heard that people with $20,000 in like PayPal, and PayPal would just shut down their account and won't give it back to them, so they have to like literally fight for a year to get it back, which nobody wants to do. Like if I have $20,000, don't tell them what I was saving it for. So would this make it easier? Because I don't think the Federal Reserve will actually hold your money or be as easily able to scammed out of. But again, we'll bring up the problem that we have with this. Early adopter organizations are primarily composed of financial institutions that facilitate the sending and receiving of transaction service provider that support transaction activity, it said. A total of 41 financial institutions on the list are participating as senders, receivers, and or correspondent supporting settlements, including JP Morgan, BNY Mellon, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bancorp, and People's Bank. 15 institutions that provide processing services on behalf of participants have also selected, including Finastra, Open Payment Network, and FPS Gold. You got the little list right here. If y'all go to the website, it's kitco.com. Kitco right here, Kitco News. So you can go look that up and see if your bank or anybody doing. Again, they're getting banks. So it's not just like random services, it's banks and stuff like that. Early adopters are now performing final trials on the service in collaboration with the U.S. Department of Treasury to confirm their readiness and support live transaction over the new system, the release said. We're on track for FedNow services launch with a strong cohort of financial institutions and service providers of all sizes and processes of completing the final round of readiness tests, said Ken Montgomery, first vice president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and FedNow program executive. With go live nearing, financial institutions and their industry partners should be confident in moving forward with the plan to join the network of organizations participating in the FedNow service. So does it sound good to you so far? Do you have any fear and reservations? Because it could be scary, or it could be easy. Your life could be much better. Do you have to worry about scams and all that? Perhaps early on, but I'm pretty sure the Federal Reserve would be hard to get through. Does it seem more convenient where you don't have to wait 2 days so some random service can charge you money? Will banks charge you money? It's a lot of questions we don't know. We're also going to talk about this too at the end. We're going to talk about what it says about crypto cut. As FedNow rolls out and gains adaptation, more financial institutions are expected to adopt and build on the new system so that they can offer instant payment services to their customers. Montgomery said the platform for innovation, the FedNow service, is intended to support multiple uses cases, such as account-to-account transfer, request for payment, bill payment, and many others. You can pay your bills. I'm pretty sure every financial institution will allow you to pay your bills. It'll be more convenient. Just imagine that you don't have to go and send off your water bill or send out this random debt, and you can just do it from your phone. A lot of people have this access, but you have to access their website. You don't know if it's shady. Sometimes they don't work, but if all of them under the same program, it'd be easier for you. The Federal Reserve plans to work with and onboard new financial institutions later in 2023 after the initial launch. Once the system has been tested and live about, ultimately, the central bank wants all of the United States 10,000 financial institutes plugged into the FedNow system. FedNow is set to launch in in January. All 10,000. Every financial company, every bill you pay, every service you use, every tax service, everything, every financial style institute will be linked to the Federal Reserve. Does that scare you a little bit? I'm not a conspiracy. I just want to know, does it scare you or does it make you more comfortable? Because some people might feel more comfortable. Listen, I know where my money going. I know everything. I don't do nothing wrong. The government's spying on me. I don't care about it. It's not a big deal. We just doing what we do. So does it put fear in your heart? Because I know some people also feel that the bank can now know everything you do. They can know all your transactions. They have a way to do it. You're using their program to do it. How do you feel about that? I'm serious now. Does it scare you that the government has that much influence now and power? That it's not just some private firm? Or does it make you feel better that it's not just a private firm? Because you don't know what they're doing. You can elect your government officials and make sure they fix it, and you can vote them in and out. But PayPal and Cash App, you can't vote out their CEO. There's a lot to think about. By the way, one thing I do know, crypto people are upset. Black Swan author Nassim Taleb says FedNow will put the crypto code out of business. The thing about crypto that I actually like before people use it as scam because it has no regulation. And for some reason, everybody feel like no regulation is the greatest thing in the world when all of a sudden you get Crypto Zoo from Logan Paul and multiple crypto scams all over the place. And people keep losing their money because people keep investing in these companies in which these entertainers and everybody does rug pulls and steals the money. Don't forget FTC. I mean, not FTC. I forgot what it's called. But don't forget the little one that the little young boy, like 20 years old, came up with and then bought all his girlfriend's stock to make her business succeed, but then he didn't have money to succeed. I forgot the guy's name. But yeah, remember that FTX? I think that's what it is. Remember he did that? It's easy to do. It's not hard. So that was always my worry about crypto. But my thing I loved about crypto was it connected everything. You can give money to anyone, anywhere in the world, and it has a way to be converted. This will be an Americanized version, completely in America, and anybody can get money anyway easily. That doesn't do what crypto does, and it allows you can send some money from somebody in China or Cambodia, and if it equals, you can quickly take it out, and you'll have that worth of money in your thing no matter what. And it converts well. It's always interesting to know when the government has that much power that they can actually see everything. Even though sometimes I assume they can see anything anyway, but this time it'll just be in a centralized location and they don't have to go search for it. It could protect you from scammers because they can see weird transactions going on that wasn't normal. And the government, maybe the CIA or the federal the tax IRS can find it quickly. I don't know. But then again, they still know all your business. And is that a good thing or bad thing? Y'all let me know in the comments. Do it frighten you how everything is so now? Or does it make you more comfortable? Y'all let me know. Peace. Put this up here for a reason. I agree with Dunties. They already know. So it's just easier way for them to keep up with it. If everybody has to use their financial institutions.
But they don't. And as far as I understand, FedNow is not even trying to replace things like Cash App or Venmo or whatever. That's not their area of business. Their area of business is from bank to bank or from business to business, business to business, or business to bank, or bank to business, or individual to institution, right? So in and of itself, their business really doesn't have anything to do with the average way that the average person is interacting with money, right? Except that, you know, if you need to pay, let's say, your cell phone bill on time, and so you pay from your bank, normally it takes 3 to 5 business days to process. And if your payment's due in 2 days, well, now you're going to be late, right? So you got a late payment fee. If your company was signed up with FedNow, you'd be able to make the payment right now. And because your bank and the company are signed up with FedNow, your payment would go through right now. So that would allow them, you know, you won't get the late fee, you know, or if it's something like they have to restore your service, you get your service restored right away, whatever. So to me, it doesn't really seem like it's going to change much of anything else, except those exact same payments you're making are now going to go through a little bit faster when it comes to big business, banking, you know, whatever. But like it's not like a replacement for Cash App or Venmo or whatever. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like it's going to change anything. It's not going to affect Bitcoin. It's not going to affect any of those things, in my opinion.
Yeah, the guy, people just like to drug up fear. That's why I bring it up. It's a fun little thing to do. Shout out to Rumble. We on Rumble. Go get them lights up on Rumble. Y'all afraid of Fred now, right? Yeah, Rumble. Y'all scared of government. Big government. Like video.
Or,
like
just
video.
like, let's just let the people on Rumble, just like we have to let the people on Kick know that you can't shut this B up because it's my channel. Me and Zell are both co-owners of the channel. That means you are going to hear from this B 50% of the time. If you don't like hearing women's voices, or you just hate women in general, or you hate women's opinions just because they have ovaries and you don't listen to the content of what they're saying, I suggest you find somewhere else to be. Okay. That's from Monday.
Yeah.
But you know what? Since we're newly on Rumble now, live streaming, because we have enough subscribers over there now, I thought I should just start off by saying it also on Rumble, because they basically are the same demographic over there. So yeah.
I did see that, but we was in the middle of the video, and I think it was in the middle of the video, or you was in the middle of talking about it. I don't want to interrupt, but yeah, somebody on Kick did say that. For those that don't know, yeah, I got some.
Right.
Wait till the Transmax episode, Dunties. It's gonna go crazy live.
Part 2. It should be interesting, and we got some tips too, and whatever. We'll talk about it anyway. Up next, y'all, we have a long-awaited update. Those who used to watch Shar's channel, when I used to co-host on Shar's, and we did the news on Saturdays, y'all might remember the story because that's where I remember it from. We covered it years ago. Well, there is sort of now some movement / an update in the case, and that is important because this year we've covered a lot of this kindergarten stuff, right, where stuff is happening in kindergartens, and it's like we hear about this, we hear about the harm happening to children, then there just seems to be no follow-up. Well, finally, 2 years later, we finally have some follow-up in one case. Take a listen.
Some of y'all might remember this story from absolutely years ago. In fact, I'm pretty sure that we covered this on the Just Ask Shar, I've Got Questions channel back in the days when we used to do news segment on Saturdays. Now, 2 years is a long time to wait for an update of a child, a baby, who died at daycare. But we do finally have an update. We finally have some follow-up information. It is absolutely wild, guys, that we are dealing with this in daycares in North America. Let's take a look.
Tonight, the mother of a baby who died at a Fulton County daycare is speaking only with 11 Alive. We're now hearing from her about the recent arrest police made in her child's death. 7-month-old Ocean Carter, that sweet baby you see right there, died 2 years ago after investigators say he was left unsupervised sleeping on a boppy lounger. Our Cares Belger spoke with the child's mother in a story you'll only see on 11 Alive.
Zakia Morris says she's very determined and she hopes the results of this case will help keep other children safe.
I have more questions than answers.
Zakia Morris tells me she thinks about her son, Ocean, every day.
I chose Ocean because of the water. I love the water.
Just like the water she loved, her baby was easygoing, tranquil, and smiled all the time.
He just made it very easy for me to raise 3 children by myself. He fit right in.
She thought he would fit right in at Easter Seals Center Sylvan, the child care center, where she already enrolled 2 of her children.
I have a 7-year-old son named Zaire. He's a double amputee, but I chose Easter Seals because it was closer for me.
Ocean died in February of 2021, and according to arrest warrants, an employee at Easter Seals, Stephanie Thompson, left the child on a boppy lounger.
I just remember waiting to get results.
Did y'all see that? Of course, it's the most replayed. It's most replayed, you know why? Look. The time frame was between 20 minutes and 1 hour that the 7-month-old child was on the boppy pillow without proper supervision. Okay, maybe some of y'all don't have children, so I'm gonna explain, okay? Babies are just learning mobility, okay? Their muscles are weak. They're not always able to turn themselves over, lift their head, so on and so forth, okay? And even if they do manage to get over once or lift their heads up once, it doesn't mean they'll be able to do it again immediately, okay? This is why in their beds, for example, it's a very flat, solid mattress, right? There's no real ability for them to bury their heads into their mattress and then start suffocating. Likewise, you don't give them little pillows at that age. Why? Because their little necks are weak. Okay? Their heads are huge for their little teeny tiny bodies. So you do not leave a 7-month-old on a pillow unsupervised. The giant pillow. Because all they gotta do is put their head down and be too tired to lift it. Be too weak to lift it. Now, they're suffocating and they're too tired to lift. Or unable to roll over. Now what? Like, what an irresponsible thing to do. Oh my gosh. Stephanie Thompson. This is in the arrest warrant for Stephanie Thompson. You guys are going to be shocked when you find out about the arrest warrant for Stephanie Thompson.
Puppy lounger.
I just remember waiting to get results on what was going on. The doctor came in and told me that he had passed away.
Thompson was arrested this week, more than 2 years after
2
Ocean's death.
years.
I was happy for the moment, but then it took me back to that I lost him.
Today, Zakiya says trusting others with her children is a challenge, especially her new infant son, Royal.
At some points, I know I'm probably going to have to trust someone, but if I do, it would be someone that I know.
The days, she says, are hard, but her family and Ocean's memory push her to seek a clear path forward.
I have no choice but to move forward and keep going and get justice for my baby.
11 Alive reached out to Atlanta police to ask why it took more than 2 years to arrest Thompson. Right. I'm waiting on a response.
Girl, you gonna be waiting. You can wait until the cows come home. You're not getting an answer. You're not getting an answer. Period, point blank. Because they don't have one, right? The truth is that in these cases that involve children, they investigate really long and really slow, right? You're seeing it over and over and over again, right? I mean, there is a trend whereby they will arrest the men immediately and then sort out the details later, but the women get arrested a year or 2, 3 years later for their crimes. Now, why is that? I don't know, but it is a true fact. It is. Now, all we can do is hope that from here, justice will be served and that literally Stephanie Thompson never gets to work with children again. But more to the point is the daycare center. I hope they had some type of infractions. They had some type of training they had to do because while that was Stephanie Thompson's responsibility, they're saying, right? Other people work there. No? There's other people certifying this place, right? There's probably people who oversee these places, right? Like, why is it that, in these cases, it's a daycare center in a building. We see that here, and it's like, that one person did wrong. Like, are we sure about that? Because in my estimation, we have a rising tide of this type of problem, and I'm not really sure why it's getting worse, not better. Let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, y'all. So, what do you think? 2 years. It took them 2 years. They just issued, actually over 2 years, because Ocean, the baby Ocean, 7-month-old baby Ocean, died in February of 2021, and they just issued the arrest warrant this month in 2023. So it's like 2.5 years. What do you think, Sal?
Listen, I agree with Shar. She did say understaffing. It's tough because after COVID, everything kind of got weird. And then daycares got weird. Because I know even down here, daycare, it was harder. Like, people didn't trust daycares as much. More people got used to having kids at home. So most people didn't go back to work to daycares. I don't know. It's tough because these incidents, sometimes on purpose, sometimes accidents, happen a lot, and then like they don't put emphasis on it. They don't put emphasis on making sure the culprits come to justice or anything like that in these incidents with the daycares and stuff.
Well, I think here's the thing, and to an extent, right? I do agree with Shar. Also, I know understaffing is an issue, but here's the bigger issue: is that the understaffing is due to what? When you think about how much the cost of childcare, right, of these kindergarten, these daycare centers have ballooned exponentially, and then you have these people who have 2, 3, 4 kids, right? Like this mother had all 3 of her children in the same center, right? Then, and then you hear about what the pricing is per child, and it's gotten astronomical. Like it's gotten wildly astronomical, which then makes you think to yourself, okay, well, if you're understaffed at this point, why? It's not because you can't afford to get someone else in. I think a lot of times they're and I don't know, and I guess it does depend state by state, right? But I think what happens is they start taking in more and more children of more and more ages, and soon you're accepting from birth till 8 years old or whatever, even though everyone that's in your center is really only certified to be watching children who are over the age of 4, right? And so then you have a bunch of people who just don't know those little details about babies, right? And they don't know what that, for example, the amount of workers per child has to change depending on the age of the child, and certain things that are okay with the 3-year-old aren't okay with the 1-year-old, and definitely aren't okay with the 6-month-old, right? So you have to have the right training for the right age groups, and I think that that's part of the issue. Standards. What are the state and federal standards for this type of care? Because I feel like there's just not enough. That's what I honestly believe. There's just not enough standards.
There should be regulations on Marjorie and a certain number of kids per adult. I can't explain why they understaff. A lot of businesses, even if the regulations on it, they don't do it. They just be like, hey, we're trying to save money, cut corners, do this to get whatever. Even if, as Ruby said, the pricing is outrageous for this. They'll tell you how much they go monthly, and they'll tell you some ridiculous price. I'm like, that's another car note. That's another business expense.
Right. And so then if Char's right, and I'm not saying she's wrong, it seems almost like it's impossible that the workers themselves are not earning a livable wage, because each individual parent is paying an outrageous sum for their kid to be there for the month, and there's not that many workers there. So if that money's not going towards paying the workers, where's that money going, right? Because it would be crazy if it's not going to the workers. Where is it going? It's not going to what? The building? Nah, not really. Is it going towards food and whatever? No, not really. So where's the majority of that funding going if it's not going to the workers? So, I mean, and I don't know, right? I mean, is it going to the workers or not? If it's not, where is the money going? If this is somewhere that's government subsidized, then we're probably looking at the same issue we had with Medicare and the elderly, right? Which is that the government wants to create programs and say, sure, but hey, we're only going to subsidize actually 80% of the cost. And so now you've got to work at a 20% deficit. And people don't want to do that, right? They'd rather go to one of these super inflated places where they're charging way above where they should be, right? And then pocket all of it, right? So, I mean, this is the problem. Again, there's no standard. We need standards, like across the board standards, whether it's for the rich, the poor, whether it's government subsidized or private. There's got to be some basic level of standard. Because if there's no standards of care, then it's just like the wild, wild west out there. And no wonder there's so many accidents and deaths going on.
Yeah, like I said, in regulation, the same thing I told you. There's no regulation, no one's watching you, no one's paying attention to you. People tend to get lax. They don't pay attention. They don't do their jobs as well. It's like most jobs. The guy who the boss doesn't look at, tends to sleep at work. He tends to do nothing. Now, if you're the good employee, he always asking you to do something, so he's always near you. But the guy who doesn't do anything at work never gets fired. Y'all know how he is. They don't. He goes over and goes to sleep. He's like, that guy's sleeping. I'm working. They're like, he's somewhere. But again, they're not regulating him. He doesn't feel any pressure to work, or she, so they don't do it. The same thing with this situation. They have regulations, but if they don't enforce them, listen, make sure these kids fed and whatever, and be on your way. These people paying us money gone. So, unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got an update. I know y'all been curious. Y'all been like, where has he been? Where has this guy, Jamie Foxx, one of the most talented people in the world, where has he been? I knew y'all talked about an incident with him a few weeks ago. How is he doing? Let's go check out. Let's see how he's doing. It's update time. Update from Zell. Yes, Zell is reacting and have a theory for you today. Yes, Zell's theory is Jamie Foxx. It's an update video. How is Jamie Foxx doing? Apparently, he impressing during pickleball. Jamie Foxx has been through a whole lot over the past few months. Recently, he experienced a health scare that led him to being hospitalized. This subsequently led to a lot of speculation surrounding what happened to him, how his family was able to keep specifics under wraps. To this day, we still don't know exactly what happened. Thank God. Thank God. Sometimes people need privacy. He might be going through something. He don't want you knowing all. He don't want y'all knowing his business. Y'all already claim everything under the sun on the man. The man that had a heart attack, he's been frozen, he's in the bed, he's every issue in the world. Thank God that we can see he's doing pickleball now. Everything's good. I don't know if it's fully good, but it appears he's out. But there are theories running around that he's a clone and all that. But we're going to get into that. We're going to break that down and we're going to see if we're going to prove it or disprove it. We still don't know what exactly happened. Of course, this has led to a bunch of conspiracy from people who want to spread a narrative. Either way, Foxx will tell us what happened when he's good and ready. 100% agree. Despite conflicting reports about his recovery, it seems as though he is doing well. Over the course of the last week, we have seen Foxx out and about on numerous occasions. He's out and about, I'm happy. First, we saw him on a yacht where he could be seen waving to fans from there. Foxx actually helped out a fan who had dropped their purse. Needless to say, the legendary actor is doing well for himself and is getting comfortable going out in public. Oh, this is just great to see, and I completely agree. Let's go see him. He's out and about. Let's go see what's going on with him on TMZ. Look at Jamie. Jamie looking healthy, man. It's good to see Jamie out there healthy, getting and living his life. It's good to see it. Look at him waving at his fan. He got, oh, who them waving? Jamie, who them? Who that, Jamie? I see you. You, boy, I ain't get to see Jamie Foxx out. One of the most talented people in the world, by the way, Jamie Foxx. As it turns out, Jamie Foxx is even participating in some physical activities. He was recently out with a few friends where they participated in a game of pickleball. Pickleball has become a huge phenomenon in the sports world as of late. Yeah, pickleball seems to be really fun, by the way. It's like a little laid-back game that you can play and be competitive, but don't be too competitive. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all ever tried pickleball? Go look up pickleball. Pickleball is interesting. It's like a rich people game now. It's like I want to actually move and don't want to play golf, because I find it slow, but I want to do something fast. Lots of celebrity athletes are even investing in their own teams. Although we do not have a video of the game, TMZ reported that it was a friendly game of doubles. Once again, it's a shining example of how Foxx has made great strides in recovery. Moving forward, it will be interesting to see if Foxx decides to divulge what took place. Overall, that is his decision, 100%. Like I said, it's theories, and we're going to go over that shortly. But I am happy, if this is true, that he's healthy. He's doing good. He's playing sports. Whether it's a heart condition, whatever, it's none of our business. Like I always say, hey, listen, if you don't want to disclose it, that's good. But him recovering well, we got to go. But there's allegations against my man, Jamie Foxx. There is allegation. He is accused of being a clone. Let's go look at it. Who is this, Jamie? Who is this? Is it true? Y'all can't see it? It looks just like, who is that man? That is not Jamie Foxx. That is some other guy. So who is this? As you see the Twitter commenter say, is this Jamie Coyote? Who is this man right here? He has the same haircut, the same face. Is Jamie Foxx a clone? Did we discover a secret that we were never supposed to be? Are they coming after us? Will we be shadow banned on YouTube one more time? What will happen? I don't know. Let's go look up and actually see what's going on. Jamie Foxx actually did a tweet. He said they didn't clone me, but they cloned Tyrone. See you July 21st, only on Netflix. So apparently, this guy right here is a stunt double for Jamie Foxx. It makes sense. Not only that, they didn't clone Jamie Foxx. They cloned Tyrone. Coming out on Netflix July 21st. I will be reviewing it over on Anime Media, my other channel. Beware cheap imitation. You see a bunch of little faces. Jamie Foxx is a bunch of little faces of Jamie Foxx. And the movie is called They Clone Tyrone, which fits into a great narrative. Did he set this up? Did Jamie Foxx set all this up? Was this all a part of a ploy to get this movie out? Because everybody accused him of being a clone. He was sick. He was out of the picture for a long time. Now he's good. Now we're seeing little clone things everywhere. And he has a movie about being a clone right after he come out. It's interesting. Is this marketing? Because now I want to see this. I didn't even know this existed to today. And now today, yesterday, July 12th, Jamie Foxx releases this, and I'm interested in seeing it when I wouldn't even know this existed. So is this brilliant marketing? Or is this like Ruby's people, where they are reptilian people like Ruby? Shout out to Ruby and her reptilian friends and her Masons and all those people. Is this all a trick to convince us that he's not a clone, as they continue to clone him multiple times? And this will throw us off because he's making a film on it. What man will make a film of him actually being cloned? That's insane. When everyone is accusing him, is going, oh my God, we are awaken your third eye, my friends. Awaken it. And once you awaken your third eye, you are now woke in the true form. Not this little weird form that they've created, but in the true form. Clone. Pyramids in New York City, covering up all of them, all that crazy stuff these people be talking about. Listen, they gonna shut up me for talking this crap. I am joking, YouTube. Please love me, master. All right, I'm done. Jamie Foxx, is he a clone? Is he not? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Let me know y'all thoughts. I really want to know. So I'm gonna give y'all a little time. Give you a little time. All right, peace. Back to this.
It's not a clone. It's just not him. Actually, this is something that happens in industry, right? So you have body doubles, right? You have doubles, and people know about that for an actual, say, stunt double or for, that type of thing. But people don't realize that stars have body doubles to appear in places, to do things, right? When they can't make it, or when they're not looking, say they've gained a little too much weight, they don't want to be seen in public, but they've got to be seen in public, right? They get a body double, the correct body to be in the limo and with the glasses on and and people can't tell unless they literally are up in your face. It's not the right person. They actually have paid people money to get the correct plastic surgery so that way they look exact double. So as I originally said, Jamie Foxx is not well. If he's even awake, he had like something bad happened. It's like a massive stroke or something. He is not Jamie Foxx anymore. I'm gonna put it that way. But there's some faith, some hope that he could make a recovery eventually. And they don't want him to lose his career, become irrelevant, lose the money that he would get from these projects, because it's desperately needed to probably pay for really expensive treatment to try to fix whatever medically is going on right now. And so they're going to do whatever they can to try to prove that Jamie's just fine. But where's our evidence Jamie's fine? Nothing you showed. And when you described it to me, I told you that too. But now I saw it and I can 100% say nothing you showed proved that he's fine. Even if you showed me a video of Jamie Foxx, unless you showed me a video of Jamie Foxx at somewhere that we know it just happened. We know it just happened last week. So if he's there talking or whatever in that moment at that, it has to be 2023. Some random video of someone driving by, that could have been from any time of life. Where is your evidence? That's from like last week. You know what I mean? I have not seen any evidence that man is alive and well. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't think he is. You know why? Because it's very simple to turn on your phone these days and go, hey, y'all, what's up? I'm Ruby. I'm not dead, y'all. I'm alive. It's, hold on. Let me show you my phone, right? Then I pull it up and be like, oh, here's my phone. It's this time at this date, y'all. See, I told y'all I'm okay. It's very easy to do. The fact that he hasn't done it suggests he can't. That's all I'm saying. It's very simple.
Ruby does that to me weekly.
See?
She's like, I'm not dead. I'm like, yes, she's not dead. Let's go.
That's the best I can do most of the time.
On her reptilian friends, they ain't got rid of her yet. By the way, I do want to, everyone goes on Instagram Live. That is true. By the way, Two Petty Saf. Shout out to Two Petty Saf in the Kick chat. Shout out to the nice people in Kick. I see we got like, what, 11 followers? Shout out to that. Shout out to people on Rumble, the normal people. We always like to shout out to the normal people. And good for Ruby. We getting in that Rumble bag now. We all, yeah. We got robots and clones now. You know what I mean? We working good over here.
Right. I see. Look, I bet you that's not even Biggie Boss or Simply Neek in the chat. That's just their clones typing for them. They don't even have to be here, right? Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying though. It's so like
we got AI.
Right, you know, we know the deep fake stuff is real. We've done lots of stories to prove that they can deep fake your voice, they can deep fake your image. I mean, dude, it's not even hard to make a deep fake video. The fact that they haven't suggests to me that there's something real wrong going on with Jane. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You can't prove to me. I mean, you know, at this point, I would need to see everyone cam up to prove they're not bots. I'm pretty sure they're all bots. Everyone in the chat, y'all are all bots. I know. I've been listening to too much Sneeko lately. My bad. Sorry about that. Okay, while I try to get that feeling of we're all bots in the Matrix and nothing's really real, but everything's too real and deep out of my system, let's look at our next story, y'all. This one is definitely a user submitted one. Or I guess not user, viewer submitted. I'm very sick. I'm very, very sick. Shout out, thank you so much to Char Willie for this one because this story sound. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Bless your heart.
Now, someone's going to have to help me with the next one, okay? And the reason why I say I need help with the next one is because I'm almost positive that there are laws against what happened in the next story. So first and foremost, before we watch the video, we got to give a shout out. Thank you so much to Char Willie for this story. Cheers! And I honestly, again, all I can say is I'm pretty sure this is outright illegal. Let's take a look.
In the complaint, the former employee is seeking his job back here at Hugo's Frog Bar, as well as wages and tips he lost out on since being fired, he says, for calling out unsafe and unsanitary conditions.
Every step was just...
Right, okay, so if you call out unsafe and unsanitary conditions, isn't there some type of protection? I really feel like there's actual protection, but like maybe I'm thinking about my own country, not America. Maybe I'm thinking about a particular set of states because it's not a federal law. It's, you know, it goes state by state. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know, but I'm pretty sure that it's like kind of like a whistleblower law, quote unquote, sort of, right? Like that, but like more for on a safety level. I don't know. I really feel like this is like, it's illegal for them to have terminated him, though. I really do. Let's keep listening.
Just a slosh of water or directly into water.
Ooh.
Only 11 months into his dream job at Hugo's Frog Bar on Rush Street in the Gold Coast.
I also felt, wow, yeah, I made it. I'm like at one of the higher end places I can get in my profession.
Matthew Cabrales says he was fired following what was a normal shift on June 4th that turned into a drenched nightmare.
It smelled like sewage as soon as you hit the back of the house.
He recorded the cell phone video that night showing what he claims was a sewage backup that smelled of feces flooding parts of the restaurant as customers were still being served.
We didn't get a plumber out there until 8:30, and we had been protesting with our managers for probably about 2.5, 3 hours of why are we not shut down?
What?
He's now filing a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board claiming the restaurant violated the law and retaliated against him for speaking out about what he says were unsafe and unsanitary conditions. He says management fired him because he was using his cell phone on the job.
Bro, that's classic. That was a good move. I gotta say, that is a good move from Hugo's Frog Bar. It's shady and underhanded, and we all see you for what you are, Hugo's Frog Bar. However, first of all, that's a really hard thing to say, Hugo's Frog Bar. But from that, this is a high end. Like you said, listen, I want to have a Michelin star restaurant. I know what I'm going to name it. Hugo's Frog Bar. Really? Okay, but anyway, I digress. My apologies. Y'all are slick because you're trying to say you didn't fire him for putting that recording out. You're firing him because he used his cell phone during work hours. And I mean, since you're not allowed to do that in most jobs, I'm sure you can point to something in some handbook somewhere that says, not allowed to use your phone. I mean, is it strictly prohibited to the point where you would literally be fired? I don't know. I mean, maybe you have it written in. If you didn't before, you certainly have it written in now. Right, Hugo's Frog Bar? Mm-hmm. Y'all think y'all slick. Okay. So you're not slick. You're not slick, Hugo. Or Frog Bar. Whoever I'm referring to. You're not slick. Okay.
The National Labor Relations Act, employees are permitted to utilize a cell phone.
What is up with this story? Okay? So first we have Hugo's Frog Bar. Okay? And then that is the defendant in this case, right? Now we got this lawyer, right? It's Fish versus Frog Bar. Bruh. I'm supposed to take this seriously. Y'all need to stop with this. Okay, okay. Woosah. Let's go.
To record evidence that they believe relates to employee rights, employee health, and the safety of others.
In the statement from the owners with Gibson's Restaurant Group, they say the restaurant, quote, had a drained backup in its dishwashing area one evening last month, which caused some puddling under the kitchen floor mats in the back of house. Dishes to be cleaned were moved to an alternate dishwashing station until the situation was resolved. At no time was the health or safety of our customers or employees in danger. The owners wouldn't comment on why they fired Cabrales, saying they do not publicly discuss employee matters.
Because y'all think y'all slick. They think they're slick, though. They do think they're slick. They ain't slick, though. You're not fooling anybody, Hugo's Frog Bar. You're going to have to answer for it because now the man's suing. And at that point, you're going to have to prove that all that water came from the sinks. And the thing is that I'm going to bet dollars to donuts that none of the employees liked walking around in sewage while preparing food. And the chefs and the other people who really take pride in their own jobs and their quality of work would never have stood for that. So I have a feeling you're going to have a couple more whistleblowers, Hugo's Frog Bar. Now, remember that we just heard the official statement from Hugo's Frog Bar saying that there was a backup in the kitchen sink. And there was never anything unsanitary agwan, right? Okay. I just want to take a look at this perspective of the video, so y'all can see where they think the leak is coming from, at least, right? Okay.
Take a look at this. Last month, on the evening of June 4th, Matthew Cabrales says he filmed these videos at Hugo's. He alleges that despite expressing sanitation concerns over the drain water backup, he was asked to resume serving customers. Then the next day, he says he was asked not to return to work for his shift. A couple days later, he claims he was fired for using his cell phone during his shift to record the videos in question. Cabrales has since hired an attorney, and just yesterday, they filed a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board, alleging that he was wrongfully terminated and asking for lost wages.
It smelled like sewage as soon as you hit the back of the house. Every step was just a slosh of water or directly into water. You were wading through filthy dishwater. And in the back, you would see, as you can see on the video, active sewage coming up. And it was horrible. Like, we didn't get a plumber out there until 8:30, and we had been protesting with our managers for probably about 2.5, 3 hours of why are we not shut down yet? Why are we not shut down?
In response to those claims, a spokeswoman for Gibson's Restaurant Group said in part, at no time was the health or safety of our customers or employees in danger. If there had been any risk, we wouldn't hesitate to shut down, just like we voluntarily closed our patio to protect our employees and customers when the air quality in Chicago was hazardous.
Did you close down your restaurant? Because closing your patio doesn't really affect your business that much, does it? Because shutting down your whole kitchen, sure as heck would, wouldn't it? Okay.
Hugo's has always provided a safe working environment for its employees. Gibson's Restaurant Group also added that they always go above and beyond when it comes to sanitation and health and safety, including voluntary health inspections each quarter by a third party. Meantime, we have reached out to the National Labor Relations Board for more details on next steps when it comes to that complaint. Reporting live in the Gold Coast.
Yeah, all I gotta say about this one is, sure, Hugo's. Sure. I'm just saying, it's fish versus frog bar. Who do y'all think's gonna win this one? Who do y'all think is in the right? Let us know.
Bless your heart.
Dude. Maybe it's because the same genius who named it Hugo's Frog Bar is the person who made their excuses up. But like, I honestly feel like these people are idiots. Like, how do you say, no, it had nothing to do with sewage. It was just this one little sink we had, and the sink was plugged, but it was fine. And we just moved the dishes to the other sink, but nothing was dirty, knowing that it was literally coming out of the ground. And that you had, like, you knew that you had surveillance video, but you also know that Buddy Whistleblower released the video, right? Like, you knew that. Why? How dare you lie and be like, yo, it's just one of our sinks we plugged. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Hugo's Frog Bar. And then to make this more of a laughing matter, who the whistleblower goes and gets himself a lawyer with the last name Fish. Fish versus frog. I can't, bro. I was so taking it seriously until that moment, and then I was done. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Fish versus frog. Like, sorry, I couldn't. What do you think? What do you think, so?
Who do y'all got? Fish versus frog. By the way, once the whistleblower actually put the video out, you can't just be like, nah, this was it was. Like, no, we saw it. It's on the screen. It's right here. Like, it's a video. It's for public. We can look with our eyes. Now we got fish versus frog in the case of the decade that we get to watch and see who really won in that battle of the ocean food sewage.
Right? And I mean, like, these two comments back to back from Rosalind and then Neek just kind of say it all, right? I mean, if you think about it, a restaurant with sewage. You're walking around with sewage. Like, every time you step, it's splashing sewage in the air, right? And your workers, everyone is begging you, can we please just stop production, shut down until we do something? And you're saying, no. It smells like raw sewage. It's disgusting. You can see the sewage water coming up. Like, you could see it, right? And then what's the best excuse ever? They just want to give the full frog experience because Neek is ignorant like that. That was good. But it's true, because that's what it would have been, right? Like, hey, you want a sewagey, swampy kind of experience? Come to Hugo's.
Hey, it lives up to its name. Yo, if you go to Hugo's Frog Bar, you might well expect, hey, if you see sewage, you're like, oh, they really giving you the what is it, 4XD experience. Like every time you walk, you splash. Oh, you might well just put the hat on of a frog person and just have them hop around and stuff.
Oh, just disgusting.
That's how you play it off.
And this is a high-end restaurant, right? Like this was, like the guy said, he had been wanting to work at this level. Like this is top of the top. This is high-end. And they named it Hugo's Frog. Like it's so hard to say. I have no idea how this ever became high-end. I'm not gonna lie, but I guess it's good quality food. Maybe. I don't know. But dude, this is what you did at your high-end, high-quality food place. Like, dude, I wouldn't cook food in my own house if that's what was going on. You know what I mean? Like my kitchen, my floors, my everything, all those surfaces have to be clean before I'm going to cook. You want me? Oh, I'm so disgusted. See, this is why I don't eat out. That's why I don't eat out. Done.
Speaking of frogs, dogs, I don't know what this is. I asked around, nobody understood it. So maybe y'all understand. Maybe y'all know what this is, because I don't have a clue what this next story is. I'm perplexed. Maybe y'all can understand. Maybe I'm old. Ruby called me old and said we don't understand what this is because we're old. So I asked my my cousin, he didn't know what it was. So maybe y'all can get me. Maybe some of y'all. Neek, I know I'm gonna need Neek and Danteezy on this because I know y'all have got some great comments. Shar too. So let's see this very strange trend on Zelle Trends. Let's see.
Bless your heart.
Welcome to Zelle Trends, where Zelle will show you something that's trending in TikTok that intrigues him. Maybe not in a good way, but this is a no judgment zone. This is, of course, we are like-minded people who doesn't judge, just wants to understand. Now, I did call my cousin and asked him straight up what this is. He did say those weirdos. I don't know what that means. Y'all can tell me what y'all think about that. But let's watch this trend and y'all let me know what y'all think. No, I'm not gonna judge. And just let it go. Let whatever you see here go. Open your heart and understand that we're old and this doesn't make sense to us. But I'm not judgmental. Get your money. Get your money, young black woman. Let's see.
Mike, ice cream so good. Thank you, Lopez. Slay, huh? Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Take you, Blake. Take you, Jace. Gang, gang. Take you, George. Take you, I don't know. Take you, Tay. Take you, I am. Ooh. Ooh, yes, 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 gang, gang. Yes, 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 gang, gang. Yes, yes, yes.
Is she popping popcorn with that? She's popping popcorn.
Mike.
We have another one. They won't stop coming. What is this trend? Y'all let me know. Maybe y'all know what it is. Maybe y'all can explain it to me. I don't understand. I'm old. I need y'all help. Let this old fool understand these new young trends. Hey, listen. We used to do the stanky leg. I didn't know what that was. It looked emotionally draining and damaging. So y'all let me know.
Pumpkin, yum. Hot dogs, yum. I'm hungry.
What's hungry?
Yum. Cute. Roses.
No spicy.
I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything. It's you. You are the one. Don't put that on me. What you saying? Don't put that on me.
Roses.
No spicy.
Pizza. Yum. Basketball. Yum. You guys, once we get to 300,000 likes, I'll leave. I promise.
I was gonna say let's get to 300 likes on this video, and I promise it'll end. Let's watch 100 more till y'all get us to 300 likes. Share and subscribe with all your friends. Oh, this will never end. But listen, this is a strange trend, but that's not really news. This is just random stuff. I want to watch this video. This video, there's an interesting TT where she blames Twitter accounts posting her IG snap and for her son seeing her content in the future. Zero responsibility, period. I want to see this. This is her TikTok, Pinky Doll. Go support the young black woman if you're not judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Support the young black woman.
I was reading the comments and someone say there's 12 Twitter out here with my stuff on it. All my stuff on it for free.
God, it's so terrible. How dare y'all put it online for free? Now, the OF content, of course. If y'all didn't know it led to that, when you see that behavior, it's gonna lead to that. But, that is reasonable. The TikTok comment content, I'm just saying you posting lives. I guess do you have to pay tribute or something? So if she can pop popcorn with the hot iron, like you pay tribute and she say yum yum. The other girl said basketball yum yum.
Like, do you really think that I was not gonna be a woman one day, a wife or something? Like, if I want to erase my life, I cannot anymore because of people like you. You just expose everything. Like, I have a kid. One day he...
Yeah, what's wrong with y'all? Exposing this woman. She has a kid. Y'all some horrible human beings. I see you laughing in the chat, you sick freak. In the comments saying all kind of ridiculous things like women don't take responsibility. That's insane. She has a kid. The kid might see it one day. How dare y'all? What if she wants to erase what she did on the internet? She can't do it now because of you. Sick freaks.
Am I gonna go on it and see it? Say his mommy doing stuff you're not supposed to see. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? This is insane.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. What is wrong with you people? God. She just she wants you to pay her to give her tribute. Yum yum. Ooh woo.
Why? Why are you gonna take my stuff and put it here? It's not yours. It's not your business. I can
Not your business. Y'all sick freaks, man.
never go back because of you. This is insane. I don't understand.
Y'all see that powerful TikTok? Look at this powerful. Look at this powerful cry at the end. That's Denzel worthy right there. I'm telling you.
I was reading the comments.
He was reading the comment. Look at this. It's so insane. So insane. You inconsiderate people with these weird fetishes and stuff who exposes onto. By the way, again, OnlyFans content, if she do that, shouldn't expose that because, again, that's illegal. That's illegal. We don't support that. With that TikTok stuff, you are horrible people for exposing her yum yum and the baking of popcorn in new ways. That's her recipe. You should leave it alone. You should like and subscribe because I support women. And I don't think that this should be allowed. And you people saying personal accountability people lack today, women and everything, you should be ashamed of yourself for how evil and horrible of human being that you are, of these 12 Twitters. I don't know what Twitters are. 12 Twitters in which she does the laughing emoji. So she's not serious either. So you don't understand sarcasm from in her. You don't get it. I don't know. Okay. By the way, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I just thought this was a strange trend that people are doing now. I wanted to. Hey, I gave you a TikTok. If y'all want to go do y'all thing and listen to Yum Yum and Ooh Ooh and Barks and So Spicy and all that stuff, go do it. Listen, who am I? I am unjudgmental Zell. Unjudgmental Zell in the building. You do you. You do you, boo. We appreciate you. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, all of that stuff. And if you're on tab, watch the whole thing. Give that watch time up if you really love me. You really love me. I might give you a roof and all that. No. Ruby, you do it. New thing for the TikTok. I'll be that new TikTok. She will woo, boo, coo, all that for the young kid and explain what we went over in the news in her own way. Shout out to y'all like and subscribe. Oh, Shaw, you can sing it, but you gotta do ooh and barks in between every time you rap. Sure. Every bar has your ad libs gotta be woof, ooh woo, so spicy, and all that stuff. Y'all got it. We got a game plan. We about to be rich. All right, let's go. All right, team, we got a game plan.
Zell does not speak for or represent the wishes of all of I'll Be That News or its affiliates.
Shut
No, no, no. And I know for sure that still to this day, DJ Music, Shar, and I, well, we have an understanding about Shar's practice needs and how long she needs to practice before we are co-signing her singing in public again. Anyways, so that's that. Okay. Okay, so moving on from there. Now I want to double check because Nick, you said what's her Jocelyn Hernandez, right? That's who that chick was inside that video?
No,
because
she's saying she looked like her.
Oh, I was gonna say
the way she talk. I mean, the way she talks.
Oh no, because if it was her, I have a video of her, like from she's been in the news very recently. So she made it to the Karen files. So she was gonna be a Karen in an upcoming show. I was like, she's already in one story. Maybe I'll do that story today. But okay.
Yeah, she was comparing them. They don't enunciate words. Neither one of them do. They just talk. The 12 Twitters, remember the 12 Twitters.
Oh, no. Well, I will say this. There's lots of people in the world who do that. Another group of people who do that are y'all Southerners, because you don't think that consonants are like necessary in language. So you say a lot of vowels all strung together and then you think it's cute. Like the rest of us should understand in the English language minus a hard D, T, M, just to shape out the word. So I don't know. I feel like you're being kind of a hater by you saying that she don't enunciate because you from the South.
That was Nick. Nick said they said.
Oh, I thought you were trying to co-sign because I was gonna say you.
Sometimes it comes out, that. This all I want is I just need somebody to just so spicy.
Okay. So, did we figure out what this was though? Because on one side
I searched and I couldn't find it. They just do it. They ain't a name for it. They just do it.
Because it would make sense to me, right? Like, it's very easy. Girls like money. Boys like boobies. So normally it's very easy to figure out what the motivation is of, these little pretend e-girls and whatever, right? But I just don't understand why this would draw men in. Like, I know that there is a theme going on right now about like being a fake sex doll or whatever, or like, so women, living, breathing ones, are basically offering their services. So it's another area of the sex industry, right? But they're offering their services as being a sex doll. So they're a living, breathing sex doll. But in essence, the dream is not that the sex doll comes to life. It's that they have a living, breathing person being a sex doll, right? So it's, yeah. So I was thinking, I'm like, maybe that's what it has to do with. It has to do with this. You're basically an inanimate object, like you're a walking, talking doll almost. You don't have to make any sense, and they can't have conversation with you because you're basically a toy, right? So you just say certain types of words on repeat. I'm wondering if it has something to do with that. I don't know.
I know one thing. I did find this out a few hours ago when I was searching still. You go and they give like little things in the chat, apparently. And she says what it is. That's why the one girl said, basketball is so yummy. I'm like, I don't think you say yummy there in basketball, but okay.
No.
I think she was like
a basketball.
I think what she was doing, she was like in that mode of just continually just saying yummy over and over again when they give hot dogs or something randomly in the chat. And she said basketball so yummy. And then she ate like they said had a little thing. She got so spicy. And I'm like, okay. So this going off wherever they send to her. And I think on TikTok you get paid for every time they send something. So it's like motivating them to send like those little tributes that cost like 99 cents over and over again to you. Because they cost money on TikTok too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Nick is co-signing that as well. So, okay. Weird. That's what I got with that. Weird. It's just weird. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about some more influencers. But instead of their weird effects, we're going to take the time to point out their really, really dangerous effects and how much they do not care about their subscribers. but they definitely want to use them and abuse them. And we're going to talk about how much better Canada is than America, and how much America does not care about its people. The FDA is basically pointless. Yeah, I know. I'm coming for lots of things today, not just the South, Neek. I'm coming for lots of things. I'm coming for all of America. Let's take a look at this next video.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what? You know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Now, y'all, here's something you don't see very often. Ruby covering pop culture. And yet here we are. Y'all, now what exactly is this about? Well, it's a twofold process. Now, some of y'all might have missed some of these details, so I'm going to let you know. We're talking about Logan Paul and his energy drink. More importantly, we're talking about the fact that there were calls for it to be investigated. That's right. That energy drink was investigated, and you know what? A final conclusion has been made, at least here in Canada. So let's watch the first video to figure out what were they calling to investigate exactly and why? What's going on with Logan Paul's energy drink?
Oh, baby! Prime Energy! It's a product primarily promoted for what it doesn't have. Prime Energy is low in calories and sugar-free. It's what it does have and its target market that has experts raising red flags.
A normal teenager should not need that much caffeine ever. No.
A single serving of Prime Energy drink has 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's more than the legal limit set by Health Canada. That said, it's still available online in this country and in specialty stores. Well, in the U.S.,
I want y'all to think about how much America does not care about Americans, specifically the FDA. So this energy drink has more caffeine in it than the legal limit for adults in Canada, okay? And it's being marketed by an American to American children, because everyone knows that the Paul's demographic is largely children, right? Children and teens. That is terrifying. It is terrifying that this has passed muster in America. Is there not a legal limit in America? What is going on? Okay, let's keep listening. This is wild so far.
Where it's widely available, some lawmakers are warning parents and appealing to the Food and Drug Administration.
We're here to ask the FDA to step in and investigate.
Did y'all see that? It's 355 milliliters. There was 200 milligrams of caffeine in 355 milliliters of drink, okay? That is crazy. That is a crazy large amount. And it's being marketed to children?
Prime, which is one of the summer's hottest beverage sensations for kids.
Give me that. Now, it's the people pushing Prime that have made it popular. They're two of the biggest stars on YouTube, Logan Paul and KSI. The pair launched Prime, a line of sports drinks, in 2022, and according to their numbers, did more than $330 million in sales. Well, this year, they added a line of energy drinks. The problem, critics say, is the market Prime Energy is going after.
Unlike Red Bull, it is specifically targeted. The advertising campaign is targeted at kids under 18.
Right.
Prime Energy, come to stores near you. Let's go! Now, there are labels on the can that say the product isn't recommended for children under 18, but that isn't stopping kids from buying it, and parents often don't realize what's in it. Health Canada says if someone sees the product on store shelves in Canada, they should report it. It's not being sold legally. Mike Armstrong, Global News.
So, I mean, really, a cauldron of caffeine is right. And what's terrifying about this, again, is, as we know, it's a global economy, right? So as long as it's for sale somewhere that you have access to as far as, you know, the mail, it might as well be for sale in that country. That's what Canada found, right? Again, it is above the legal limit of caffeine for adults, period, in Canada. Therefore, it is not able to be on our shelves, right? In our grocery stores or in our convenience stores or whatever. However, everything's accessible online, right? So that is the problem right there. So this is where they're calling for the US FDA now to investigate. Like, dude, Canada is already saying, like, America, Get it together. Now, in case you missed the memo when it got recalled in Canada and pulled off of Canadian shelves, let's take a look because Health Canada investigated, right? And they pulled it off of the Canadian shelves. So let's take a look and see what they discovered after their investigation of Logan Paul and KSI's Prime energy drink. And I want you to really listen for the deceptive marketing practices that have been going on, since the dawn of time, that are definitely going on in this case with this energy drink, especially remembering that their intended target demographic are children under the age of 18.
There's one less energy drink for Canadians to get their fix, as Prime Energy has been taken off what few shelves it was on. That's after the Canadian Food Inspection Agency announced the products were being recalled following a risk assessment by Health Canada. Mm-hmm. The drink is advertised as having 0 sugar and low in calories, but what it does have is caffeine, and it's at a level Health Canada says should not be sold in the country.
Period.
Unlike some energy drinks that have about 80 milligrams of caffeine, Prime Energy sits at 200 in a single can. That's nearly 2 Red Bulls or half a dozen cans of Coca-Cola.
So I want you to think about that. 2 Red Bulls or half a dozen cans of Coke. Okay? These are kids. So think about the average adult drinking a couple Red Bulls. They know that their heart's going to be racing, but they got this paper, whatever it is, right? And that's a lot. In 2 full Red Bulls. But at only 355 milligrams, because milliliters. Remember, we looked at that. That's basically the same size as a regular can of Coke. There's 200 milligrams of caffeine in that. 200! So when the average kid is grabbing 1 Coke and used to the amount that would be in 1 Coke, right? So the same size can, they would have to drink 6 of those. So the amount of liquid and fluid you'd be intaking, right? And the amount of time it would take you to intake that versus 1 can. 1.
According to Health Canada, energy drinks are limited to no more than 180 milligrams, meaning these beverages can't be sold. In fact, the agency says if someone sees these products in stores, they should report it, as it is not being sold legally. Marvin Ryder, an associate professor of marketing at McMaster University, says the recall is necessary.
When a product is improperly imported into the country and violates the rules, you must pull it off the shelves and destroy the product.
The brand behind these drinks, Prime, is the creation of some of YouTube's most popular stars, Logan Paul and KSI. Right. Their sports drink hydration.
Keep talking about the sugar and the calories as though that's the only dangerous thing that there could be, right? Oh, come on, look, tiny amount of sugar. Right? Sugar's a danger. Sugar's a demon these days. No sugar. Come on. 0 calories. Come on. Come on. It's healthy. Come on. Right? The deceptive marketing. Look at this. It's so simple. Just the word Prime. It's simple. Guys, listen, look. Easy, bright, colorful, so simple. Look. And I know that neither one of these clowns actually formulates anything or whatever, right? They just allow their names to be slapped on stuff. I get that. But wow. The lack of integrity that some of these influencers have, all to make a buck, it's mind-blowing.
Was launched in 2022, and Prime has done more than $250 million US in sales since its launch, according to Paul. Of course. The energy drink was released this year, and while it is easily available south of the border, it could only be found online and in some specialty stores in Canada. Earlier this week, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer called on the Food and Drug Administration to investigate over concerns of marketing to kids, despite its labels saying it's not recommended for those under 18.
What is specifically targeted at kids?
How dare you say that something is not marketed towards kids when you know that your entire demographic, right, 99% of it is kids, first of all. You did everything to market directly towards your demographic only, right? It's influencer marketing. That's what influencer marketing is. They market towards their demographic through their social media, through their influence, right? Oh, and then you wrote it on a can, over 18 only, that you then put into stores that literally anyone could pick up and purchase it, right? Is that your fault? No. Is it your fault that you then made this thing that you know is easily accessible to kids, that you're only marketing to kids? Is it your fault that you then put 200 milligrams of caffeine in that? and allowed yourselves to confidently market that to kids with the, come on guys, it's super safe, come on, no sugar, come on, 10 calories, come on, it's so healthy type of advertising. With all the kids jumping around looking happy, but safe and healthy.
It has more caffeine than a cup of coffee. This new summer sensation drink aimed at kids called Prime.
The product was already banned by some schools in Canada, and now the drink won't be flowing into stores. Global News reached out to the company for comment, but has yet to receive a response.
Oh, come on. Of course you're not.
Sean?
Now, I'm sure you're thinking to yourselves, come on, Rubes, you're not being fair. It's not that the FDA doesn't care about Americans. Come on. It's not that they don't care about the kids. Come on. That can't be it. Well, let's see. So Logan Paul, right? He said he welcomes discussions with the FDA after getting all this major backlash recently, right? Now, what's important for you to take note from this article, okay, is that while Prime has double the caffeine as a Red Bull, right? It is not the only energy drink on the market, the American market, with 200 milligrams of caffeine per can. In fact, just yesterday, as of the time of the publishing of this article, which was July 12th, so just July 11th, which family do you think is in competition with Logan Paul? If you said the Kardashians, ding, 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 you get a prize, okay? Just yesterday, July 11th, Kim Kardashian announced her own energy drink, and it clocks in with the same caffeine content as Prime, 200 milligrams. Panera's Mango Yuzu Citrus Charged Lemonade. Oh my gosh, that is one hell of a name. Okay, Panera's Mango Yuzu Citrus Charged Lemonade faced its own backlash last winter after TikTokers discovered it contains 260 milligrams of caffeine.
I have learned something that should be illegal. 100% should be illegal. So, and it has to do with this drink. Give me a second. So, at Panera. Oh, I cannot get myself straight. I work at Panera. No, I don't. I work in a Panera. I work in a Panera when I'm doing my work because I don't want to pay for a co-working space, but working at home makes me want to dig my own grave because I'm alone and I don't have human interaction. So I work at my local Panera. Understand? And when I'm at my local Panera, they have free refills. This is the Mango Yuzu Citrus Charged Lemonade. Whoa, this is going to be a whirlwind. Okay? And it has caffeine. And I knew that. But when I'm sitting there, I'll drink 4 or 5 of these. And I was always like, man, when I work at Panera, I feel great. I feel awesome. I get so much done. Well, so my husband is a type 1 diabetic. So we were going through the drive-thru because I wanted one. And he was like, oh, I want some. And so he went to look up the nutritional facts, about the drink so that he could have some and then adjust his blood sugar, right? The regular size has 82 grams of sugar, grams of sugar. Whatever, let's push that aside. It has 260 milligrams of caffeine. An espresso, I looked it up, has 63 milligrams of caffeine. 63 for one shot of espresso. I don't drink coffee. I don't have caffeine very much. I thought. I drink the Diet Coke sometimes. I don't drink coffee. So I'm not used to caffeine like that. And I feel like the Hulk. And I'm drinking these. And I really like them. I've decided I'm going to water them down. But Panera, who's going to create a product with 263 milligrams of caffeine? Look what you're doing. I'm dying.
So when I say no, the FDA definitely does not care about Americans and definitely doesn't care about American children, I'm not just saying it because of one energy drink. I'm saying it because this is a trend. But now what's up with Kim Aid, right? Not available until July 17th, right? So again, did Kim Kardashian care about all of her child fans? No, of course not. I mean, everyone is saying that she's just that desperate to stay relevant and popular, right? But let's take a quick look right here at what else people are going to be harming themselves for, right? Because let's not pretend that she's not going to have an extra selling feature. She is. You take a look right here. It says it's going to be 12 ounce cans, right? With 200 milligrams of caffeine, 0 sugar, because that's the only concern, B vitamins, which you can overdose on some, and biotin. Okay? Now you think about all these people who have skin issues and whatever and blah, blah, blah. You don't think that's going to cause them, well, if one is good, maybe I should drink 5 or 6. That is the kind of mindset that teenagers think. So in conclusion, yeah, support any petition, any type of call, any type of tweet, whatever you can do to try to get the FDA to actually look into this issue, because I have seen countless news articles and news stories coming out about the ravaging effects of the caffeine in these energy drinks that are marketed to anybody, let alone kids. And yet somehow or another, it just seems like the numbers just keep going up. And nothing is being done about it. Let me know what you think.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all 3 of you. Can you say in 1 sentence or less what? You know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
So, I mean, what do you think, Sal? Because, I mean, over here in Canada, right, they actually care enough about us to try to protect us, like the littlest bit at least, right? So, how do you feel about the way America and the FDA care about you?
Shout out to 2 people in Rumble, so I gotta do this for y'all. We American. We out here eat hamburgers and pork. You drink 5 primes a day. We go out here shoot our guns up in there. That we do, Ruby. You don't understand. You're a whammy. Listen, I don't know why you need all that caffeine just to be true. Like, why on earth do you need like 3 Red Bulls in a can and they sip it? I saw a kid did have like a seizure from having like playing football and drunk like 2 prime before you played football. Listen, you do not need caffeine in no hot sun playing football. That is a terrible time. I tell everybody don't drink coffee before you play football or anything like that. Listen, it's insane. You should not need that much caffeine. And let's be truthful, they got paid. Somebody in the government got paid to put it through, and it's going through. And Clarence Thomas will probably shoot down anything he did because he got paid to do it too. And y'all got to deal with it. You just go back to water and walking. Let's do it. Like the old Native Americans. Gotcha.
Well, see, now here's the thing. No, here's the thing, right? Okay, so Rosalind brought up that, you know, Canada's looking at magic mushrooms. Yeah, no, we actually have magic mushroom churches also. And yeah, but that's microdosing, right? So when you think about microdosing done in a healthy way and whatever, right? You're not giving people more and more and more of the mushrooms they would have been using on the street, right? You're actually microdosing. So you're giving them way less than they would have taken on their own, right? Which is not, and it's not an addictive substance to begin with, right? And it's because they did a lot of research and there's, you know, a lot of benefits. I've never heard anyone say, hey, listen, you know what? I've read like these, like even one study saying that caffeine, oh, here's all these wonderful benefits for the heart health, physical health, mental health, emotional health of anybody. I've never heard it, right? So I don't think that's, I mean, they're literally trying to get people onto, in essence, what's a drug, right? Because that's what it is. It's a hyperstimulant, and they're trying to hyperstimulant people because, you know, you're used to drinking 6 Cokes to get the same effect of what you would now drink in 1 can with the same size. Right? So imagine how much of a stimulation you're going to get from drinking 6 of those. And it's not going to seem like much, right? Drinking a 6-pack of Coke, no problem. You're studying, you're working hard, whatever, right? This is the issue. It's like you're literally getting people addicted to caffeine. And eventually, if anyone has ever overdosed on too much coffee, too much of the time, what you realize is eventually it just doesn't give you the same effect. And you keep trying to drink more and more, and eventually you kind of just max out. And then you either have to like reevaluate your whole life and go caffeine free for a while and whatever, or you start looking for the harder stuff. And that's what it is. I mean, this is like a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug. And KSI and Logan Paul, these multi-millionaires who will never have to work again a day in their lives, are literally like injuring their child population to line their own pockets. It's terrible.
Listen, if you agree to something, look it up. I guarantee you they did not care. They saw a check that this guy, I forgot his name, gave them, And Kim Kardashian do the same thing. They give them a check, like, hey, you own this percent of the company, we make this much money, you'll get paid. So now they're incentivized to send it more, rather than just, hey, put my name on it. Like Michael Jordan put his name on stuff and that's it. They're incentivized because they gotta share the company. Because I know people don't know how franchises work. You put Michael Jordan's name, you pay him a fee every year or something, he gets his name on it. He doesn't, it's not gonna be incentivized to sell it. Michael Jordan would never mention anything about any of them companies in Chicago that's named after him because he gets paid already when he gets paid. They are incentivized because they own stock in the company. Therefore, I'm motivated to send more people because the more people that buy it, the more people, and I might deep dive into it. We might deep dive because I need to see who some. I know one of the owners. I need to see. I might see who the other owners are because it could be leading young people to drink caffeine, which y'all know. Hey, U.S. capitalism, baby, we gonna put you on one thing. You find out it's dangerous, you take it out, but we still make the money because we own the main product we want. Even if it does get taken out, we own this certain coffee company that no one kind of thought about. But the owner of that company owns this company, and it leads him to more profit while other people go to jail, and he can just quit the company because it doesn't hurt him. It'll just file bankruptcy once they can't sell it no more. And if y'all know how bankruptcy works, it just take off your credit for 7 years, and it's gonna be through a business, so the business can't do it, then he can still do it, and he doesn't have to pay anybody. And he keeps doing it. That's why boycotts don't work anymore. Unfortunately, it used to work well until, of course, until you can just start not doing it anymore, not paying money to your employees as you quit your job. Made for the rich. She will fund it. Kim Kardashian will do anything for a chick. But for anything else, because we do have another story. And this is a disturbing one. I told y'all, I'm going to put the hat on and I'm going to search for these people because they are out here. They are out here harassing children and all of that. So let's get to this story and break it down. Y'all know what this hat means? We are searching for the weirdos. Yes, this story is actually disturbing. It is very disturbing, by the way. Let's get into it. Like and subscribe, all that stuff, notifications from me. It's your boy Zell May. You know how it is. A disgraced New York City teacher who was fired because of a mentally ill underage student was arrested Wednesday over an illicit relationship, the feds announced. Sandy Perez, 34, is accused of luring the 16-year-old boy who attended a younger school for children with special needs into a relationship and convince him to appear on an X-rated live stream while on a video call with her, according to Manhattan prosecutor. Look, listen, this woman is sick. Not only did she have this young man with her who is underage, not only underage, doesn't have the mental capacity to fully understand what you are doing to him in a position of power. You also are stupid enough to put him on a live stream and record it. That's a whole nother crime. From November 2022 through February of this year, Perez, a Bethel, Connecticut married mother of 3, groomed a Bayonne school student and had him calling the encounter's gift. A woman. What I wonder, can we check the kids? She has 3 kids. She's a mother of 3. A married woman. 3 kids. Can we check the kids? I don't know what she could have did with them. If she's going after, she didn't just go after a young 16-year-old. She went after a mentally ill young 16-year-old. In a school for special needs 16-year-old. We had the nerve to put him on camera to other people. Now, I'm not saying I don't know we're going to find out his issues, but that is insane. The former Big Apple biology teacher, she teaches biology. The ironic behavior of that is insane. Texted with the student and then would repeatedly tell him to delete the images and messages she sent him. No, meaning she knew this was wrong. This is asinine. Perez also allegedly orchestrated encounters off school premises, instructing the teen to get day passes to get out of class. She's not just doing it off the clock. She's doing it while he's in school. He's getting paid. By the way, why is the school not checking that this kid is just getting day passes and leaving so they can meet nearby. She would then pick him up and drive to places in the Bronx, Yonkers, and Staten Island to have him the indictment statement. I'm also, this is me being judgmental, but if I see you look like that and do, it's like this image shot right here, that little weird image shot that's like it's like right above your forehead. I just, my experience, them women are crazy. Like that weird angle is insane. And then it's like the student expressed a desire to end our relationship. He wanted it to end. He thought it was weird. He's like, this weird power dynamic we got going on, everything is wrong. By the way, watch your pastors, watch your teachers, watch it. Everybody is in charge of you, because everybody likes to make this whole thing about Jeffrey Epstein and whoever else in some weird island when there's literally people like her right there in your neighborhood. Really, someone who can really get your key while they're in school, somebody you trust. Oh, Miss So-and-so is such a great teacher. My son gets A's. She brag about him all the time. And she's a weirdo. She coaxed him into continuing the relationship by threatening to remove school privileges. She actually used her power if he didn't carry on with her. He couldn't even break up with her because she would take her power and take away things he had benefits of. No telling what it could be, because he might get day passes, he might get special treatment at lunch. She might, I don't know what he could have got from her, but she threatened to take it away. And as a young man who probably don't have the facilities, I don't know, but we're going to assume he doesn't have the facilities to actually know that this threat is dangerous. He's probably scared. This young man is getting taken advantage of by this weird lady, who I think this is on her wedding day, is abusing him, taking him off school property, convincing him to skip classes that he might need to come see her and spread her gifts to him. This is psychotic. Perez managed to keep things unwrapped until February, when school officials discovered she had been seen off campus with the teen in her car and in close contact with them in her classroom, the courthouse state. Shout out to them. It was what, November to February? Maybe people didn't think it was weird, even though I would think if he kept taking day passes every day, then don't show up for hours, because she was clearly driving him off somewhere. But they caught on fast enough. I think the police everybody could have did this a lot quicker. But I don't know the situation. I don't know how big the school is. I don't know a lot, so I'm a little heated. But be understanding in a way, because like I said, I don't know a lot about how the school is set. After during the recorded call in March, the victim asked Perez if the two had been spotted having in a car. She merely said the pair were seen in the vehicle together, but didn't deny that they had intercourse. The indictment alleged. She didn't even deny it. That's how sick this woman is. Well, she had them on camera, so I don't know how often you can do it once they found it. Perez also texted student from a new number in March after she'd been called, telling him to delete all of their messages. Oh, that means she knows she did wrong. She ain't just a crazy person. This is from her Facebook. This is her wedding day. She's a married woman with 3 kids. Again, check the kid. She was charged with enticing a minor victim to engage in illegal activity and the production of child. Yes, got on that. She faces 10 years to life in prison if convicted. She's a woman. She probably face 10 years. Probably get off parole at 5, because you know how we do. We let them women child go. Sandy Perez exploited the trust placed in her as a teacher to abuse a teenage student in her care, Manhattan U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in a statement. The Post exclusively reported in March on a slew of text messages. Perez, who also previously taught at PSMS 007 in Harlem, I don't know why I said 007, PSIS 218 in the Bronx, sent the teen that officials had as a part of their investigation. I know for me it isn't going to be easy. I will miss your kisses, hugs, and everything, Perez allegedly wrote to the boy when they discussed whether to end it. I'm gonna miss your kisses. Hold it. Let's hold everybody. We gotta hold everybody accountable, right? Our poor young men are hypersexualized because of women like this. Probably the dude's like, yeah, you got it. He's like mentally ill and probably shouldn't do anything with this woman because she's insane. She's an abuser. She's a married woman with 3 children. And another man, she said, I do miss your touch and kisses. Not going to lie. I sound like a... Yes, you are. You don't sound like one. You are one. You are disgusting. Her husband told the Post at the time that he'd kick her out after the alleged abuse. Shout out to him for kicking her out. Hopefully he wasn't part of it, because sometimes we know that the men be a part of it. Sometimes they drive them off, but I know, like, people, you can plead guilty and not get on the list nowadays, especially if you're messing with young boys. Because young boys don't seem to matter, right? The court system and anything else in this country. The boy's mom said her son suffered from both schizophrenia and mood disorder. So that's his illnesses. And she accused the cop of dragging her feet on the investigation her because her son was African American. Oh, it's a black kid. Oh, she's probably getting 3 years. She might get a year. She might not even go to jail. That's how insane this case is. We have actual video on stream of her doing this act. If it's a black kid, you might not get no time. You know, they don't care about us. I'll update you and let you know what happened. It's of a child with a mental illness, the mother said. As a society, we have to prioritize the safety of children who are mentally ill and boys who are, exactly, my sentiments exactly. On Wednesday, the mom whose name the post is withholding to protect her son privacy. I wouldn't say it anyway, I would actually leave. And she said she was relieved the alleged teacher had been arrested. I'm relieved that she's finally arrested and she's no longer access to my child or potentially others. Again, we need to check. She's been at, what, 2 other schools? She has 3 kids. We need to check. Who is this woman doing it to? Who is she in contact with? We need all this information. We need to get these people. We need to keep this up. As you know, I'm keeping y'all on tape. We got to hold these women accountable. We got to hold these men accountable. If it finds out that man and her husband has something to do with it, facilitating, we got to take care of him too. We got to take care of these men who doing weirdos. I saw one in New York. Don't worry, I saw it. A lot of creeps around here, man. Y'all claim y'all want to protect the children, but hey, listen, I'm showing you one right now. If you see this woman, keep her away from your child. Not running a trafficking ring, but you know what I mean. Like and subscribe to that notification bell. I appreciate y'all. We got to clean up these streets one at a time. Might not get in all of them, but we can let y'all be more aware so y'all know to not just think that somebody in the government is trying to take your child. No, it's somebody up the road. It's somebody you can trust. It's still that person was so nice. Ask questions. Talk to your children. Make sure they're comfortable to tell you things so this can be prevented. Please, thank you. Talk to your children, make sure they're comfortable telling you things. My mom used to say, if anybody touch you anything, let me know. You can communicate with me. Stuff like that means a lot. I just want y'all to know that. Because like I said, this is a teacher. Sometimes people are like, oh, that so-and-so is so nice. She's such a sweet teacher. She always taking care of my son.
Yeah, actually, I want to challenge that a little bit. And the reason why is because especially it depends on different ages, right? So when your kids are very, very young, you are their world. You are the center of their universe. All of their rules about life revolve around you. A lot of people start having these conversations after that stage. And I mean, you only got like 4 years to build that type of bond with you and your kid. A lot of people want to build that at age 9 or 10. It's already too late. After that, though, after you, the next you, okay, as a parent, you don't realize this, the next you are the teachers, police officers, other authority figures. And so what a lot of people don't realize is the time that they need to have their kids, because they're basically allowing their kid to be out there in the world more. And the time that they need their kids to know these, already know these things, this is when they're trying to talk to them and teach them about it. And it's like, no, your kids have already latched on to other authority beyond you, right? You are like the last person. And then on top of that, they're already drifting towards what do my peers think? How would my peers deal with this? How would my peers? And so a lot of times what you need to do is not rely on your kids to tell you anything, right? You want to establish types of relationships with your kids from very early on, from the time they're very young. Whereas, and if they speak to you, you listen. You cannot establish that at 11 years old and think they're going to tell you. No, you have to establish that when they're 1 and 2 and 3, okay? And not be too busy and not be too rushed and not being too amazed. You have to listen to them. You have to show respect for what they're sharing with you and that their perspective and their opinion is valid and matters. And when, you know, even if it's not going to get their way, that you still validate them and that you give them unconditional positive regard. Those are the ways that you establish a relationship with your kid where they're more likely to speak to you. But of course, there's other factors. And I think the important thing a lot of people don't realize is you have to be in your kid's life enough, constant, like in a consistent enough basis that if their behavior changes dramatically, you'll notice. Because that's the thing. A lot of people are relying on their kids to tell them something. You're relying on your 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14-year-old child to be able to verbalize to you something that you probably would have a really hard time trying to verbalize to them, and you're the grown-up. Like, no. So you should know your kid well enough, and you should be able to see signs in your kid that something's off, something's not right. They're behaving in a way they don't normally behave. They're behaving in a way when they're normally lashing out. They're behaving in a way they've become really withdrawn. They're jumping when you try to touch them. Like, you should be able to see these things in your kid and then, gently broach those subjects of trying to speak to them. And if they don't want to speak to you, you should be prepared to bring them to a therapist or somewhere else where, it's a safe space, and they can try to open up there. But I feel like a lot of people are not involved enough in their children's lives, enough that they would notice these changes as they're happening. And a lot of times, a lot of people in retrospect talk about that. And they're like my behavior was screaming out for that level of attention. Where was it? Why didn't you care? Why did you let me keep eating myself into an early grave? Or why did you let me keep da-da-da? Why didn't you notice that my behavior went from this to this, or my grade suddenly tanked or whatever, right? So there's a lot of signs. Why didn't you notice I started wetting the bed again? There's a lot of signs other than kids talking to you. So you should learn those signs and you should be working on that and not putting it on your kids. Sorry, I just had to say that because it really bothered me when you said that. And I just really had to, because a lot of people do that and I understand why, but it's just not, by the time you're ready to have those types of conversations with your kids and you think they'll understand, they're already beyond the point where that kind of conversation is going to be super helpful. So
shout out to the people who saw the weird behavior, the teachers that did and called it in. So shout out to them. So it's just
that's the whole thing. That's what you have to do without someone noticing. Kids, it's almost like never that kids tell, and then when they do tend to tell, it's normally a long time later. So voluntarily. So generally, yeah, you got to be involved in your kids' lives. That's the best defense of everything. Be involved in your kids' lives. Period, point blank. Know your kids. Period, point blank. Let's move on to something happier for kids. And this is a beautiful story. It's an Ebony Excellence. We haven't done one of these in a while. And then there's also one that's heartwarming but hilarious. And it's all package duo, okay? So we've got this, we've got one more story, then we've got our Karens of the night. All right, y'all? So let's take a look at this Ebony Excellence.
And I might not get to the finish line with you, but I will continue to strive to carve out my own space before passing this baton on to a new generation of runner, confident in victory because success, it runs in my race.
It's been a little while since we've done an Ebony Excellence, hasn't it? But these stories, I really wanted to highlight. One is heartwarming, but a little bit hilarious. I'm going to keep it a buck. And one is just plain aspirational. All right, y'all? So let's take a look at the first video for the first story.
Jada Williamson's always dreamed of sitting in the cockpit and calling the shots.
What I like about flying is you get to see different things you never seen.
But that dream of a career in aviation is a rare one for Black girls to accomplish, with fewer than 1% of pilots women of color.
It was tough, I won't lie, because there was no one that looked like me. So
now Captain Teresa Claiborne is part of a group of trailblazing Black women pilots hoping to increase those numbers.
We believe if they see it, they can be it.
She was the first Black female pilot in the U.S. Air Force and is president of Sisters of the Skies. She is
Wow. I find it incredible, actually, that the first female Air Force pilot is still this young, in this day and age. I find that amazing. I really do. So it goes to show you that, yeah, leaps and bounds are being made even in the 21st century, right? These barriers, these glass ceilings, are being broken even in the 21st century. So when people are saying things like, oh, we're post that time, women have all the same rights and opportunities and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, dude, what are you missing? Especially if we're talking about Black women, let's be real, or women of color, as they say, right? Dude, so it's super inspirational to see that, despite these barriers and these challenges, even in this day and age, despite not having any role models out there for them to have looked up to, that they decided, you know what? I'm good with becoming the role model. Let's do this, son. I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Now a United Airlines pilot.
Why do you think more Black women aren't becoming pilots? It's extremely expensive. It takes upwards of $100,000 to get your licensing to fly. So if our young ladies are not seeing it, if their parents don't have the funding for it, then it's not going to happen.
Sisters of the Skies provide scholarships, mentorships.
So that's going to give you your up and down.
And interactive events like this one in Colorado.
So here, let me put it on this one.
I liked flying in planes and I really wanted to learn how to. And then I just kept watching videos like Top Gun and I learned about a lot of things about flying, so I wanted to try it.
I love the planes and I love the electronics. It was really cool because I never met a pilot before ever in my life.
Madeline Starr was part of...
Like, I will say that, you know, things have changed since I was a kid, because I do remember, like, and I mean, I'm not saying everyone's going to agree with this, but I do remember when I was a kid, everything was very gendered. And so me seeing Top Gun wouldn't have suggested to me that women should become pilots. Like, that was never really the message. More often than not, I got the gendered message that is, that job's for men. You know, this job is for women. I mean, predominantly the job of being hot and the damsel in distress was for women. So, you know, since I was like a tomboy and whatever, I would often want to be the first woman, da-da-da-da-da. Right now, would I have been the first, or was it just like a rare occurrence that women were in these different jobs and whatever? I don't know. What I knew is I didn't see them. So to me, it was like, it was 100% all men, predominantly white men, that were, you know, in these high-powered jobs, in these high-risk jobs and whatever. And I was super interested in being some of these things. But, you know, there was a huge message that suggested there was a big, huge glass ceiling. You know, I was in like kind of like this glass prison. I could look at all those jobs, but I couldn't really be part of them. And, you know, I remember being younger and really wanting to traverse those barriers and become the first of these things. So I find it really inspirational just to listen to the youth of today talking about this as though, like, for them, this is super accessible, right? They watched Top Gun and said, I want to be a pilot. Boom. That's it. End quote. And that suggests that we are doing something right, and we are sending a less, you know, gendered in a box kind of message. We are sending the message that, hey, being a pilot is cool. And whether you see a boy pilot or a girl pilot, it doesn't matter. That's just a pilot. And you could become a pilot too. And I do think language kind of helps with that as well. But, you know, I think it's super inspirational to see these kids. It's like, yes, okay, something good is happening, I think.
The program. Now she is paying it forward. A mentor herself and a pilot for United Airlines, just like her mentor, Captain Claiborne.
That was really helpful to know that I wasn't alone. One of the young girls walked up to me and she was like, you're the first girl pilot I've ever seen. It's something that's going to stick with them.
What's your advice for a black woman who might watch this, who says, I want to be a pilot, but I'm nervous and scared?
Do it. I was nervous. I was scared. They can do it. And we're there to help them do it.
Yamiche Sendor, NBC News, Washington.
Now, wasn't that incredible? Wasn't it? I mean, Sisters of the Skies. Wow. Absolutely love that story. Y'all will have to let me know what you think, but I gotta slide this one up in here. Have to slide this one up in here. You know why? Because for me, being an inspiration and being excellent isn't always about you being able to perfect a particular skill. Sometimes it has to do with your integrity, with your character, with your moral fortitude, shall they say. And that, to me, is what this next story really speaks to. It's about a woman in Belgium, but ebony is ebony worldwide, right? Let's take a look at this video.
A shot putter showed what it really means to take one for the team. She stepped out of her comfort zone and bravely filled in for two injured Belgian teammates on the world stage. Here's CTV's Kevin Gallagher on how she conquered every hurdle in her way.
Yolene Boomquo's beaming smile and joyful dance moves showed no sign of nerves.
I was just so excited because I saw my coach. He was really smiling as well.
One woman that's really going the extra mile to help her team.
The 100-meter hurdles are far from the 29-year-old's specialty.
When I was younger, it was never my favorite event because it was a bit scary for me.
Boomquo is the Belgian national champion in hammer throw and shot put, an event she finished 7th in at the European Team Championships in Poland.
Jodie Malika Boomquo of Belgium there in lane 2.
She found herself carefully clearing hurdles in a race she stood no chance of winning, all to honor her country.
Okay, that's fine. I will just take one for the team. That was my thought.
Injuries sidelined the 2 Belgian hurdlers, so instead of watching her team face disqualification, Boomquo stepped up.
It was just like, you only live once, just do it.
She won 2 points for Belgium and the hearts of thousands on social media. Commenters calling it a gold medal for team play, an inspiration. And one simply wrote, "Love this story."
I really like it that people pick.
Like, real talk, she's a legend. She is a legend, okay? This is legend. I mean, to think that she's, I mean, obviously, she's really tall, so she doesn't have to be able to jump the hurdle to get over it. I think that, you know, that probably did factor into her calculations versus her teammates, but wow, she's legend.
People are picking it up that this is about team playership, team spirit.
While Boomquo enjoyed her race down the track, she has her eyes on qualifying for the Olympics next year in a sport more her speed. Kevin Gallagher, CTV News, Ottawa.
I mean, let's be real, right? Despite the great, you know, heartwarming part of the story, she is a shot putter / hammer thrower, right? She is training for the Olympics herself, hoping to qualify just next year, as they were saying. She could have injured herself. I mean, she was super careful and slow, but she could have injured herself, right? But she said, hey, listen, gotta take one for the team. You know, don't want my team to get disqualified. I got 2 injured teammates out there. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Loved these stories. Y'all have to let me know what you think.
And I might not get to the finish line with you, but I will continue to strive to carve out my own space before passing this baton on to a new generation of runners, confident in victory because success, it runs in my race.
What did you think of these ones, Zell? Were you inspired by either or both?
It's an amazing story. You always love to see Black women doing things, breaking down barriers, stepping up when you have to, because I know a lot of times Black women do have to step up. You got to give credit where it's due. A lot of times situations, life happens, somebody goes to jail, some injuries happen. In this case, they're not as dramatic as going to jail, but things happen such as that, and it's always amazing to see that people can step up or just be an inspiration, like the first story when they being the first pilot and seeing that the first pilot in the Air Force is still like Ruby said, that young, and being able to see it. So now a young Black girl can see that. They had movies about other pilots and stuff. All that stuff is amazing to see, and you love to see it. And I do want to do this, and I'll give it back to Ruby. She can self-find out. I do want to thank, it's like 2 people that be on Rumble, one or 2 people that be on Rumble that watched us the entire time. So I do want to thank you, people on Kick, people on the YouTube. I can't leave y'all out. We always shout y'all out, so I can't leave y'all out. Done Teasy, Vonda, and everybody else. But the people on Kick and what's name, they usually don't say much, and they just watch. And the person that was on Twitch, all y'all, thank you, because again, we're doing something very different. It's not the usual argue stuff and all that stuff. We show you stories like this. It's not like some argument that, oh, Black women shouldn't do this or that. We showed you Black women succeeding. We'll go into the deepest stories and find the craziest, wildest, evilest things you ever seen. The craziest things. So I want to thank y'all for allowing us to show that, the great things, the strange things and all that, because y'all allow us to do it. It makes it fun. Y'all always in chat. I know y'all coming. It's amazing. The people on Rumble, I know it's not something usual on here, so we probably bringing something different. YouTube is not just somebody arguing. I know that's entertaining and all that, to watch Ruby and so just yell at each other or something. I know it's entertaining, but allowing us to do something different and actually watching us I want to be thankful for that. And these women are amazing. I want to thank Ruby for that, because hopefully it did inspire somebody to watch it, or maybe they don't watch it now. Maybe they watch it 2 years from now on the channel. Just randomly come up and inspire them. So I do like it.
All right.
So we do have one more story. This is from Shar. Shout out to Shar. So you know it's gonna be a little while. We ain't had one in a minute. But y'all remember that story we had a few weeks ago? Something similar to this. So let's get into it, and then we're gonna get into a Karen, and we'll let y'all go tonight. So all right, let's get to it. Dummy. Y'all remember that story we did a few weeks ago about when Ruby told us about the lady who overworked and did too much, and she ended up passing away in a freezer because, of course, we have to do our jobs and be dedicated. And the job, of course, don't care about us because of who will let a person go into a freezer that's known to stick and not actually help you. You know what I'm saying? They have one employee working early in the morning to open the store and get caught in the freezer. She tried to get the food up and she passed away. What if I told you that this man, y'all can see it right here, Brandon Lee Bushman, 34, was found dead in the chest freezer in a Minnesota town? Let's go over this story. Let me go mute this. We don't want no copyright, but let's go see. Brandon Lee Bushman, the model freezer had a latch on the outside, making it impossible for Bushman to escape. Investigators believe he climbed into the freezer, which was off on his own accord. That's one of them old freezers. Y'all ever seen them? Yo, that's one of them old school freezers. You gotta be careful with those. That latch gets stuck, you were done for. According to police, a metal lawn ornament rod had been inserted from the inside of the freezer. Oh my God. But he was still unable to open the freezer from the inside. So apparently he had a way to get, they were supposed to set a way to get out in case somebody was in trouble. So it's good to know they was trying to prepare, but unfortunately, my guy, he didn't make it. Fortunately, he did not make it. And let's go over this some more. Let's go over the story. A man with an outside arrest warrant was found dead in a freezer, and the police believe he was trying to hide from law enforcement. Brandon Bushman, 34, was found dead in a chest freezer in Buick, Minnesota, home on June 26. The older model of the freezer had a latching mechanism on the outside, only making it impossible for Bushman to extricate himself once inside. The Gilbert Police Department, which also investigates incidents in nearby Buick, said in a press release on Friday. The home had not been occupied by residents since February 2023, investigators said, noting that several people who knew Bushman had been present in the home around the time of his disappearance. Those individuals told police that they saw him fleeing from the upstairs area of the house due to a possible police presence near the residence, according to the police. Investigators believe that Bushman climbed into the freezer, which was off at the time, on his own accord, police said. According to the police, metal lawn ornament had been inserted from the inside of the freezer toward a latching mechanism, but that's because the rod was jammed between the gasket and the manufacturer edge. He was unable to open the freezer from the inside. So he basically locked it out, somehow it fell through. The Midwest Medical Exam Office found no evidence of trauma or injury during the autopsy. Police said toxicology reports are pending. Police are still trying to determine the last time Bushman was seen alive. So we don't know how long he did it. We don't know how long he was away. We don't know nothing about this right now. But the interesting thing is, stay away from freezers, please. Shout out to Shaw for this story, by the way. Shaw gave us an amazing story. The best mod in the business. But this story is absolutely insane. Is it worth it? I'm pretty sure. I don't even know if he had outstanding a warrant for his arrest. I don't know if it was something serious. Because it didn't sound like he was known for something like crazy, federal crazy crime. But it seemed like he was running away from the police. But stay away from freezers, man. That's insane. Is it? I got a bunch of questions. Is it actually worth it? Like to actually try to get away? Like he's 34. He's relatively young man. His family knew. I wonder how long he was in there. This was in February 2023. I wonder how long he was in there because they said they have no clue how long he was in there. You frozen. That preserve you like you're a piece of meat or something. So I don't know. What y'all thoughts? What do you think? Do you think freezers are worth it? Because it's our second story. Second of somebody staying in the freezer and being stuck in it and can't get out. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that thing. I appreciate you. Peace. Listen, stay away. If you ain't learned nothing else, stay away from freezers. Especially if you alone by yourself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for multiple reasons, though, right? Because if you just go back a few years, right, to Kanika Jenkins, right, and she suffocated in a freezer. She didn't even die from being cold because that freezer was off. Apparently that area of the hotel was being serviced at the time. And so she got herself locked in there, but because it wasn't on, no air was circulating within the freezers, and these giant freezers are airtight, obviously, right? I mean, they're circulating cold air to keep things cold, so they are airtight. So unless the refrigeration, unless the circulation thing is on, you could suffocate in there. And then if it is on though, then you could freeze to death in there. So I mean, it's not like a safe. I don't know why there's so many stories of people getting trapped in these freezers and passing away in these freezers, because like, to me, it was never an option to go play inside one of these freezers. Like, I don't, you know, and I'm not saying like people were playing, but like, really, just don't, just don't do it.
Yeah, trying to get away from the police, trying to go to work early, I got to get this work done before the job, trying to escape from the police. Oh, I'm hiding this freezer. Then the latch get caught. This is one of them old freezers, when you just having your grandma had in the backyard. If that latch go down, you lock in.
Period. Yo, don't go into freezers. Like so I said, like, I don't care if it's plugged in or not. I don't care if whatever. Like, we have more than enough news stories to tell us that it doesn't matter what condition the freezer is in. If you get yourself stuck in one, it's basically death. Like, just don't do it. Just don't, right? Just like you don't go into a dryer. That's another one. Don't go into a dryer. I don't care. Don't. If you think it's on, off, do not get yourself in a dryer. Like, there's just some things you should just not do. And I feel like we don't say this enough. So just like, don't get yourself in a freezer. Just don't, for any reason, whatever the opposite. Like, if I don't go in the freezer, then this is going to happen. Trust me, that this happening is the better option every time.
Let that food spoil if you're at Wendy's. Please.
Right? The food spoil, get arrested, bro. Let the person who's trying to snatch you out of the hallway snatch you. Like, I don't know. We don't know what happened with Kanika, but I mean, the point is like, every time someone goes into a freezer, they don't come back out. So let's stop playing with these freezers. Okay, thanks. That is all. That's what I got for y'all on that one. Just let's stop playing. Rosalind, if the door is off, you can go in, but like, make sure it's off. Like, there's no door. There's no way you could be trapped in it. Period. That's it. As long as you can't be trapped in it, you're fine. We're definitely, so I feel like we're going to have a discussion about glass ceilings, since this discussion with Don Peasy came up, because I do think that it's interesting how, to women, I think we have one view of what a glass ceiling is. As Black people, I think we have one view of what the glass ceiling is, but I think that men might have a different view, about what is a glass ceiling and what do those limits really mean. Is it really a glass ceiling if it's self-imposed, or if it's something that technically, if you tried really, really, really hard, you could get around it? Like, I don't know, right? I don't know. Maybe we have to have that discussion. Maybe. What do you think?
We'll have it. I gotta think about it. I think how my definition fits and what I think about it when I do it. But that'll be a great, fun discussion.
Right? Maybe we can finally coax Don Teasy onto one of these panels. I don't know. Let's see. All right, y'all. But the time has come for Karen time, which is great because Ruby's ready to go to sleep. So I have 2 Karens for you tonight. I was not going to do 2 because I am not feeling well. However, then Neek said something about Canada and its corner store drugs. Y'all remember the real Canadian drugstore story we did? So I had to do this one. I had to. It was on the docket as like a maybe if I had enough energy. And then Neek inspired me to have enough energy also. We are going to do this story now. This is not America. This is not me kicking out America. Okay. This is a Ken. Okay. And it could be in America. I'm not really sure. Or it could be in like Europe and Britain. Sounds British. Okay. Now, as y'all can see the title, it says Ken's Crack Confusion. And for anyone who has any children's around, youths, you might want to send them to bed at this point. Okay. because there is cussing and some not so great words. I warned you in advance. All right.
Do you want to lick my dick? I said crack cocaine right now.
Now, I don't know which fast food place this is. I think it starts with a D. I have no idea. Diablo's maybe or whatever, but it's clearly a fast food restaurant. And Ken walked in and he said, I need some crack cocaine right now. Because he thinks they sell a 2-piece and some crack. Like I don't know. Let's see how this continues, because that's wild.
You're a fucking fraud. Sorry, customer.
Now he's a fraud. Sorry, customer.
But the drinks in that club makes you fucking crazy, bro. Really? How are you a fucking But they should get fucking some cocaine for these people, man. Get some cocaine, you fuck. Fucking chicken, fuck my ass.
Like, am I alone in this? I don't. Okay. Like, what?
Sorry? Sorry? No fucking say sorry, man. You fucking put the fucking bags in the back of the table, man. I need my cocaine, man. I fucking paid you already. You're a fraud, man. Your shop is a fraud. You're robbing these people. But these people, they're my people. And you better watch yourself, bro. Oh. My eyes on you, you fuckers. Make sure the sauce is in the fucking right place, yeah? But don't fuck about, because they pay your fucking wages, bro.
Let's take a selfie, guys.
It's your fucking fault, man. Don't look at me, man. Get fucked.
Oh God!
Popo is here. This is the Popo. Do you want to call the Popo? The pig's outside. Sorry, come again.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug. Like, that's all I got. Because, like, what is really happening here? What is happening? I couldn't even tell you guys what is happening here. Okay. Wow.
Are you guys looking for something? Listen, the customers are waiting, man. You know, my customers waiting, man. You guys are fraud. You are a fucking fraud, and you are a fucking fraud. That's not even a chicken, man. That's fucking rabbit. Oh, you're a what? Hello. Right. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
Are you okay?
Don't lie to me.
I'm not a liar.
So you have to say it's not.
Yeah?
Just say no, it's not okay.
I'm okay, you're okay, we're okay.
Oh, do you want to lick my dick? Yeah?
Huh?
What?
I'm available now. All these people.
What is wrong with this fast food restaurant exactly? Where are these people getting these customers from? And how do you return them? Like, dude, what is happening here? Like, that's all I got. Crack confusion. You see why it's called crack confusion? Okay.
They pay your fucking wages, man. They pay your fucking wages. You know? These people, they pay your wages, right? They pay your fucking wages, man.
Yeah, that happened. That definitely happened. I think what happened.
They came on the wrong time. Ruben, the employee that got the lick, he wasn't working today.
Facts. I mean, it must be, but he feels like he was ripped off or
he paid their wages to do
something.
coke.
I mean, I don't even know. I feel like on one side though, then you got the other guy coming asking if he wants a D to be licked, and then I'm like, oh well, maybe that's how you're gonna pay for the the crack, and then that's why he's mad, or
he did take him out. We don't know what happened.
I don't even know. I don't know. I'm very confused. And disturbed. This is why it's been sitting in my pocket for so long, because I just don't know. But then Neek brought it up, and I had no choice. I had no choice but to go for it. I'm not 100% sure where it is, Bobby. What's up to you? I think it must be in somewhere in Britain. I think it is, just based on the accents that we got going on. But it's not like British people don't live all over. So I don't know. I don't know 100%. But now this one, y'all, I don't know. I don't know 100% if I would call this woman 100% a Karen or a Keisha, or whether or not she might also have a point. Now, part of me agrees with the point she is making. Okay. And then a lot of me does not agree with how she's making that point. So let's get ready for the cringe factor. Okay. As we see our Karen, Keisha, maybe rational adult, I don't know, in action. Okay.
There's nothing you can do about it. No, it's nothing. I'm leaving because the food is nasty and there's a dog. So what? What do you want to do about it? Nothing.
He's alive because he fought for our country. You know?
Congratulations! Congrats! So did my husband's dad. My husband's dad did too. What's your point?
Because he's alive.
My husband's dad fought for the fucking country. So did we.
That's why he has a dog.
So what? It's still nasty to me. I don't care.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So to explain what's happening here, okay? So this is her husband. So everyone who says, you black women, unless you act a certain way, white man would never marry you. So far, you're wrong. Because I don't know if you noticed, but that's her husband. And this is her father-in-law. Now, somehow or another, I guess she's not allowed to complain about whatever she's complaining about, which happens to be a dog inside the restaurant. Now, that's the issue I have. Your dirty dog is up in the restaurant. It should be tied to a pole outside. But I'm guessing what they're trying to say by saying he served the country is that it's a service dog. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't care. I don't care. Do not care at all. Don't like your dog. Don't respect your dog. Don't care about your service animals. I'm scared of dogs. I think they're unsanitary. Dog licks do kill, okay? Or at least maim you and make you lose all of your limbs and stuff. And so therefore, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want your dog sitting up next to me. I need to go. Now, is the food all nasty and stuff? No, she's just adding extra stuff. But bro, why is your dog inside? Okay, let's keep watching. Why is your dog inside? Like, I know it's a service animal, but really? It can't be tied to like the, I don't know.
It's nasty to me. You can't change. You can't change my goddamn opinion. So I don't care. It should be a separate section for a fucking animal. Well, make it all. Separate section for animals. Shut the hell up. If you care about your fucking, shut up. Who's gonna make me? Are you gonna make me? Are you gonna make me?
Just stop.
I didn't think so.
It's a no.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
Hey.
I didn't think so. What do you want to do?
Hey.
Nothing, so shut the hell up.
Hey, why don't you just calm down for 30
Nothing, so
seconds?
shut the hell up. Like I said, it's fucking
Why don't
rude.
you just stop and just calm
Then you
down?
have they should have gone
someplace
someplace else. She came over here.
You got a choice to go someplace else.
I kind of co-sign that point though. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you are going to allow service animals inside your restaurant or whatever, right? Like, why can't there be a section for them? Just like there used to be a section for smokers. Like, why can't you and your animals be elsewhere? You know, there are people who are like deathly allergic to animals, right? Like literally deathly allergic to animals. So like their rights don't count because you need an emotional support animal inside the restaurant while you're eating. I mean, that to me suggests maybe you shouldn't be eating at the restaurant. I'm not going to lie. And am I being a little bit cold about it? Probably, but I don't care about your service. I don't care, because what about my comfort? What about my massive phobia of dogs? There's nowhere I can expect that your dog shouldn't be anymore. Okay, I don't know.
What the hell do you think I'm doing? Until the whore behind you stopped me, I was happily moving somewhere else. Okay, but don't get into my goddamn face when my daughter's standing there. I don't give a fuck. That's rude. You call me a whore? You a bitch. That's what you are for being. You're approaching me in front of my goddamn child. You're more than a whore. You're approached you in a nice manner. No, you didn't approach. No, excuse you. You didn't ask me a question. You came at me. It's a difference. I got no problem with answering a question. You came at me. So guess what? You gotta come as a threat. I'm gonna make sure I address it. Fucking dumbass bitch. You got the right one. Like I said, it's fucking gross.
Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I'm usually down for calling, Karen / Keisha's racist because they normally are, right? But I'm just not understanding how this is a racist thing. I mean, she's ignorant as all get out. Like, let's be real, right? She's being very excessive with her response. Is she not wearing shoes? I don't know. Anyway, but where's the racism? Like, I think it's shocking though that she's going off like this and then saying that the way that whatever this woman said to her was disrespectful in front of her kid, but she's popping off like it's no tomorrow. There's no way that this woman's voice in the background said anything worse than what Keisha is saying right now. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Okay? There's no way. Now, I have to say, you're absolutely true, Rosalind. There's no longer smoking sections. However, there used to be smoking and non-smoking sections. And oftentimes they were sectioned in a very stupid way that didn't make sense. Like the non-smoking section would be raised up here and then the smoking section would be down low. Smoke rises. So that was, yeah. So, but I mean, the point is they still had them. Why can't your dog section be away from my nice, cleanly non-dog section? No offense to you dog owners, but like, really? Okay.
Oh, get the last word, bitch.
Stop. That's enough.
I'm sorry?
Gotta get the last
I don't
word.
care. Record me. And like I said, it's disgusting to have an animal inside of a public restaurant. And if it is here, it should be disclosed at a sectional area.
To go get
No that. It's still one, bitch. It's my opinion. And it's not going to change.
Your opinion
You ain't going to change it. You. None of y'all going to change it. I think it's gross. I think it's gross.
I wasn't in this at all.
Do not get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Don't
Get out of my face.
Get
out of my face.
This is beneath us. This is beneath us. This is beneath us. This is beneath us.
Don't do it. Just relax it now.
Everybody just stop.
Yeah.
Everybody just stop.
Beneath us. Let it go.
Just stop.
Let it go.
Everybody get back to leave.
Just
Yeah,
stop.
just relax. Just
Everybody
let
just
it
calm
go.
down.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
Just stop.
Just let them go.
We have it on tape. You can request me, bitch. I promise.
Yo, when she closed that door, she got a little antsy. She wasn't talking that crazy. She closed that door, not gonna lie.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, for real. Real talk, okay? Y'all get big and brave and bright as soon as you have a big old barrier protecting you. Which I think is amazing. I think that I'm not gonna lie. I think maybe her white husband and her white father-in-law were not aware of the fact that not everywhere that Black people go, they're seen as equal participants in a conversation. Okay, I'm gonna keep it bucket. I do think that is playing a part in this, where it's like her comfort was irrelevant, but come on, white veteran versus some Black woman, right? Like, and I do think that there was a caste system conversation going on here. Like, how dare you, Black woman, challenge my white veteran father, right? And this white veteran over here, well, he doesn't matter as much because his son defiled his whiteness by marrying this Black bitch. And I mean, like, that's literally, there is a large thing to me. I do feel like that was part of it. However, there's a right way and a wrong way to handle things. There is. There's a right way and a wrong way to handle things. So I'm not sure 100% about this one. Y'all gonna have to let me know what you think. Is she a Keisha? Is she a Karen? Is she was voicing something reasonable and people popped off on her, so she had no choice but to defend herself. I don't know 100%. I'm a little bit biased on account of the fact that I don't like dogs. I just don't. So I'm on her side. And that's making it impossible for me to be unbiased. But what's your final call here, Zell?
Listen. In public place, you got it. Hey, listen, you can't go out here screaming. Hey, you got a child with you. You done said it. Now I know this information. You can't just go out here yelling and screaming. We got stereotypes. We got to fight. And shout out to the man. He know how to keep the peace. He talk about the elders. The elders taught him how to keep the peace. He didn't say, "Hey, baby, you wrong." He like, "Nah, I'm shitting the." Let her go on. Hey, babe, come on. He didn't even tell her to come on. He just held her in the back like it's all good. And then when it's over, and then he go come home tonight and like, "You was right, babe. You was right. She was wrong. That's a." And then she went, "Yeah." And then he's gonna be all that and enforcing his behavior. Like, keep the peace. That's what the old people told me. Keep the peace. I don't know what this the YouTube that taught y'all, but keep the peace. No. Happy home. Happy wife. Happy home.
Dude. Well, the one thing we all know is if you're a happily married person, you know not to tell women to calm down, just generally. So you know that's going to have the exact opposite effect. So the fact that he was sitting there, the other guy was telling the black woman to calm down, suggests to me that you wanted her to pop off. And you know what? She was stupid enough to get triggered. So now all of them can say, "See, these angry black women, tisk, tisk, tisk." And that's the thing I think that pisses me off the most about it, is because you have a reasonable reason to be angry, I think, or at least to be unhappy with the situation. And the way that you just behaved made us all look terrible because, of course, they don't have to deal with that. But let's be real. When one black person does something bad, we all get the reputation, right? It affects all of us, sadly. And it shouldn't be like that, but it is. And as long as it's like that, dude, you can't pop off like that and act like that for what? Like, what did you accomplish? You're sitting there claiming stripes for your father-in-law's service to the country? Bro, that man didn't even raise you. You didn't have to go through like the family struggle of my daddy wasn't here. Bro, you just married someone whose father was a veteran and you trying to claim that so you can have some rights in the argument? Bro, everything she did was so embarrassing. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I can call her a Karen. I don't know if I can call her a Keisha or whatever, but I'm like, she made a lot of wrong moves. I will say that. She definitely made a lot of wrong moves. 100%.
You did. Listen.
Rosalind's saying Karen. Yeah, okay.
You can't act like that. Maybe if you was Keisha would have been 100% horrible, because that might have started a fight. As soon as you say the B word, Keisha got to fight, so I can't be a Keisha. So you say, soon as she heard it, she would have came back in an automatic fight. Guaranteed, promise. It was ordained by God. Call it Keisha a B word, fight. Gonna see you on Twitter, and Elon Musk gonna send it to me. He loves to see black people fight. I don't know what's up with Twitter, but Twitter loves to see black people fight. It's like World Star now on my timeline.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I will say that the one time I've seen someone correct someone else's dog owner behavior in public, it was actually my sister. And it's because dogs are supposed to be on a leash while you're walking them in like a normal place. And this dog was not. And it was big and scary. And it came running up to us, specifically to me, who actually does have a phobia. So I just freeze. And, my hands are like up because I'm scared so I do this. And I just stop moving because I don't want it to see me. Like, I need it to go away. My sister, who's not afraid of dogs, freaked out. Right now, she's not afraid. She'll grab this random dog's collar and whatever and blah blah blah. And she tore the owner a new a-hole. Right? Like, how dare you? And so, like, but my sister also would not be perceived as like an angry black woman, right? Because she is very, 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 very fair skinned, right? With her hair is curly, but it's silky curly. And so the very first thing that's gonna be heaped on her is not angry black woman, I fear for my life. Like, it might be heaped on me. And that, I've seen that the way the police talk to me, look at me, whatever, treat me is different than my friends who are, say, half black or a quarter black or whatever, and they're very fair skinned, or they have. So I do think that matters. I don't know, man. On one side, it's like, I feel like we got to do better. Then people say, well, you only micromanage black women. Why are you micromanaging white women like that? Because I just make fun of them and I call them Karens, and we have a segment. We do it every week. So You know, for Black women, I don't do that. I do ebony excellence, and then I ask us to be better. Okay, thanks.
So phobias are dangerous and scary. One time I had my cousin, the oldest cousin in my family, a chicken fell off a chicken truck, and she's deathly afraid of birds, any kind of bird. So she literally let her hand off the wheel, put her hand like this while she was driving, and put him over her face, and the car started swerving. And we grabbed the wheel and like, oh, and all she did was scream for like 5 minutes. This is chicken out. We have passed that chicken 10 minutes ago. Please drive this car. So yeah, phobias are very dangerous. I don't think no person normal like, oh, she acting off. No, she closed down the road and we almost ended up in some ditch somewhere. Flipped over.
Facts.
Shot her. I said Karen carrots.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm listen. I'm right now. I'm team the entire chat. Vonda, Roslyn, Shar. Listen, y'all are all mirroring our thoughts and feelings.
It was the bird that flew out of one of the cages and fell in the road.
Hey.
So she panicked.
No, chickens. You couldn't come to my cousin's house in Jamaica. Those chickens hate me, and they actually chase me. But yeah, and I'm not even kidding. Like, people watch it happen. It's hilarious because they don't chase anyone else, just me. They hate me. But yeah, that is all, y'all. Thank you very much for coming.
You gotta strangle one of the necks and like twist it and pull it off, and then they learn their lesson. They know you ain't the one to play with.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna damage someone else's property, their livestock that they own, because I'm sure it'll be free and fine. Yeah, it's a good idea when you're not in your own country.
That's how you get them done. They'll respect you because you know the ways of the elders.
Anyway, y'all, apparently Zell is still sick from last week and running a fever along with me. So, y'all, it's been real. Thank you very much for coming out. It has been absolutely great. I know there's a lot of birthdays coming up soon, including mine and Zell's. I'm gonna have to. You know what I need to do? I need to like dive into Char's date book and write down. She has like everyone's birthday under the sun, because I feel like Neek's birthday is soon, Char's birthday is soon, but we're gonna say happy birthday to her next week, because it's after the next show. But you know, a lot of people's birthdays are coming up. So if I've missed your birthday, I'm pretty sure Neek's birthday is like now, because I feel like she's in my birthday season. That's why I remember. So if it was your birthday recently or soon coming up, Neek, happy birthday. I don't think I messed that up. And like I said, Char, your happy birthday is coming out Monday, because Char's birthday is on Tuesday. So see, I remember Char's birthday. I asked her. Anyway, otherwise, everyone have a safe and happy weekend. My best friend's birthday is on Saturday, so shout out and happy birthday to her. Yeah, I'm done. Cheers, y'all. What's up? You got anything to say, so?
Happy birthday to everyone, because everyone in our community birthday seem to be in the next 3 weeks. So shout out to Vonda, shout out to Shar, shout out to Roslyn, Miss Marjorie, everyone in the chat, then TZ. I saw Great Pill earlier. I appreciate y'all for coming. I already said my little thank you soliloquy. So we're out.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to say at the time, because I was literally pouring sweat, ditto on everything Zell said. I also feel the same, warm fuzzies and stuff. Okay.
Jay just joined the chat 11 minutes. I do want to give that shout out. Cancers need to pack it up.
Hey, come on now. I got a few cancers I love greatly. Okay. But you know, Judge Jay, you know I got love for you, girl. So.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Cheers, y'all.